Salk Show, Seattle Sports here on 710, seattlesports.com, Seattle Sports app, all the podcast platforms, of course, 97.3 HD2, and what am I missing? Oh, YouTube, right, YouTube. Don't forget YouTube. It's fast growing. A lot of people on there on Monday to watch the Mike Macdonald Show and throughout the morning, so that was cool. It's nice to see how many people come in for that. It's definitely a big draw for a lot of viewers and listeners, and but you don't have to just come for Mike Macdonald. You can, come for Mike and then stay for the rest of us because we got other stuff to talk about, and we will do that today. If you are only here for Mike Macdonald, though, don't worry. 6:30 this morning, we'll play that for you, and there was, I think I said yesterday, one of my favorite interviews we've done with Coach. He seems to, he seems to like it when we're not there in person. For whatever reason, he seems very comfortable. We get fewer pauses, and he's just, a little more comfortable with the whole thing. And he was great yesterday. I thought we got some really, really good insight into the team and kind of where they're at. It got me thinking yesterday, and then ultimately got me writing last night about the team and kind of where they're at. And the one thing, and I'll just start with it here, we got so many other things to do today, but, I really hope that with this Seahawks team, and they're good, right? They're 6-2. You're hearing conversations, not just here locally, but nationally about, whether or not they're heading to a possible Super Bowl. Can they be a favorite for that? And, you look around the league, and it's certainly not out of line to wonder about that based on kind of where they're at, where their schedule shapes up, and who else is around them. That's not to say they're in the Super Bowl, but they're going to be in that conversation, certainly in the NFC with the Rams and the Packers and the Eagles and the Lions. And maybe there's others if you choose to put them there, but those would probably maybe the Bucks. I'd put that grouping together as a group of teams from the NFC that have a shot at it. And good. I'm glad the Seahawks are in that mix. They are. I mean, I think they absolutely should be based on what we've seen on the field, based on their coaching, based on their roster, based on the way they're playing, based on their quarterback play right now. All those things have been special. They've been excellent to start this season. It's awesome. I really hope we can do this if we go for this ride again, and we know what this ride feels like, right? When you're on a ride with a really great team. We just watched it and felt it with the Mariners. We did it a couple of times. We've done it with the Seahawks. I hope that this isn't a constant comparison to the last run we went on with the Seahawks, because I don't think they're that similar. And I wrote about it last night at seattlesports.com. If you like to read rather than just listen or watch, you can go read it. But my idea is just that they're just not the same. I saw, and I don't know, I get the temptation. And I'll probably end up doing it too, but you can try to hold me accountable for that, because I don't want to just keep making the same comparison over and over again. Here's what the Legion of Boom was, and here's this version, because I don't think they're set up that way. I saw some people, oh my God, it's Cam Chancellor 2.0 with Nick Eamon-Wari, and look at this hit he made. Like, yeah, Nick Eamon-Wari has a little bit of, like, he's the hitter, I guess. But I watch him. I don't see any Cam Chancellor. I don't see them as really being all that similar. First of all, Cam was wider and thicker than Eamon-Wari is. Eamon-Wari's faster, and they just attack in different ways. Can they both hit you hard? Yeah. But that doesn't mean, like, we have to call him, like, the next Cam. He's not. He's his own guy. And this team is very much, I think, their own team. They're very different personality-wise from that Legion of Boom team. They're coached about the more I think about it, there really are major differences in the way Mike coaches and the way Pete coaches. That's not to say that they don't share some qualities, because all good coaches do, and I think they're both good coaches. But Pete was, I compared him in this piece, I said he was sort of the ultimate substitute teacher. Not in a bad way. I know that substitute teachers get a bad rap, but Pete was kind of like a lot of substitute teachers, just kind of willing to sit back, kind of let the inmates run the asylum, I guess is the expression. But in his case, it felt more like just allowing, like, this group of special, talented, smart, feisty people do their thing without getting in their way. And, in many ways, it was a player-driven, player-led team that Pete facilitated, right? Kind of like poked the bear in the right spots in order to get them to do his thing. Mike Macdonald is, and I don't want to say more hands-on. I don't know how he is day to day. And quite frankly, we're still learning about Mike Macdonald, right? I mean, we're only a year and a half into this thing. We still don't even really know, who he is and what his best attributes are. But the word I used to describe him was purposeful. Very purposeful. More of a tactician, right? During the week, during the games, in-game decision-making, which is, I will say, the one thing I know clearly about Mike Macdonald in a comparison with Pete Carroll is that he's better at making decisions in-game. That's the one thing I know after a year and a half. I think there's a lot of value to the stuff Pete did. There's a lot of value to the stuff Mike does. I don't know who's a better tactician or a better leader, a better speaker. I don't know about all that. But I absolutely know that Mike Macdonald, I really like the way he calls the game in the game, the decisions he makes, fourth downs, challenges, timeouts, all that stuff. I think it is in a completely different category than the way Pete did it, which drove me crazy from a week-to-week basis. And, this whole idea of chasing edges is preparation. It is discipline. It is, much more, placing guys in a system, in a scheme with tactics that will get them, into the right place to make his vision come to life on the field. That's very different from a Pete Carroll team where Pete sat back and said, just run around with your hair on fire. That's not to say they didn't have a scheme or that they weren't smart. Of course they were. And their intelligence was as important to them as anything. But I don't see them as like living out Pete's vision on a day-to-day basis. I think that there were other people who were involved in that. At least that's the vibe. Again, being on the outside, I'm sure that, if Richard were here, he'd argue. He's programmed to do that. What doesn't really matter what I'd say. Richard would come in here and argue about it and say that I don't have any idea what was going on with the Legion of Boom. And heck, maybe he's right. But the vibe from here, the feeling I get is that it's very different. The players are different. The talents are different. The build of it is different. The skill sets are different. And definitely the coaches are different. So I don't want to hear any more of the, baby boom, or what else did they say? Legion of Zoom or who, what? I'm out. I'm out on all that. What do the kids say, Lyle? Miss me with all that. You can miss me with all that. I don't need it. You can miss me. Does that sound right?
People do say that. I say that sometimes.
It's okay. I think miss me's okay. I think that's an okay phrase. You can kind of miss me with it, to be honest. This is a different team. And I like that they're a different team because you know what? They're fun in their own way. And I'm really enjoying kind of getting a new, kind of falling in love again. Right? It was fun to fall in love with that Seahawks team. It was soon after I moved here, a couple years after I moved here. And it was fun to fall in love with that group. Kind of falling in love with this group in a totally different way. More of the Leonard Williams personality. Right, more of the personality of Jackson Smith and Jigba, and starting to learn a little bit about Sam Darnold, who's playing unbelievable football. Yeah, they're a feisty bunch in their own way, but it's very, very different. It's not nearly as defensive or like they're being disrespected as the Legion of Boom was. It's just different. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about it today because I wrote about it, but I honestly I want to really make sure that we are not talking about this combination or this comparison over and over again. Because I don't see it. I don't see them as being very similar. Not at all. Trade deadline today. It's 6 o'clock, 7 hours, about 7 hours before the trade deadline at 1 o'clock. I would say at this point, won't you be disappointed if the Seahawks don't make a move? I'll be disappointed if the Seahawks don't make a move. And I got to tell you,
when you've got guys like Glazer and Schefter practically guaranteeing it, I doubt that that's going to happen.
It feels like it has to at this point, right? And then I don't want to say, well, it's not till 7:45. So we do Blue 88, and Brock's, as you know, we've sent this before. He sends his questions over the night before. Did you guys have the same reaction to Brock's questions as I did? Did you read question 3 from Brock? Because I couldn't help but have a reaction.
No, I mostly noticed that he sent sound that I had already sent in my email, like he had just found it.
Ooh, I saw that. Bad move. Don't cross the sound hound. If you're going to send sound, you better do it before Moore does, or else you're in trouble for not reading it.
No, I did. Oh, yeah. His third question is very interesting. I hadn't heard that.
Very interesting. I don't even want to give it away now. It's too early. But if you're still listening close to 7:45, I'll start to tease it a little bit. Brock asked himself a question for Blue 88 today. That if he's onto something, and he's I don't know if he's hearing something or piecing something together or what, but if Brock is onto something with this question, you're going to see and hear a very happy Mike Salk, and I think a very excited Seahawks fan base by the end of the day today. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. For now. I'll say more later. And Brock obviously will say a lot more at 7:45. I'll come back. I'll give you guys everything you need to know, and then we'll let you hear from Mike Macdonald himself. He told us they're making a trade today. I think his tongue was maybe firmly in cheek, but stick around. You'll hear it coming up on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Some NFL trade deadline news. Seahawks going to be very aggressive. I did not think this would be the case, Bump. Then here's Jake Laser of Fox Sports saying, I don't know, they could be pretty busy here.
Here's what changes things. Joe goes down with a concussion. You got Ernest Jones who goes out with a apparent knee injury. You have Jay Love who's now on IR. I can see them going out and addressing any one of those positions.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710. Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
I'm Rusty George. My local marketing agency specializes in helping companies in the building and manufacturing industries develop the right kind of websites and marketing strategies to attract and win more business. Visit us today at rustygeorge.com.
For the first time ever, enjoy 0% interest for 60 months with equal monthly payments, plus 15% off new windows and doors only from Lake Washington Windows. Voted the best in the Northwest for comfort, quality, and savings. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. On game day, great prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire's Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! touchdown, Seahawks! Ken Walker III. Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
It's game time, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are lining up with a roster that's built to dominate the field. The gas-powered RAV4, built to power through every drive, rain or shine. Or switch up the play with the hybrid RAV4, versatile, efficient, and always moving the chains. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and clutch when it counts. And now, taking the field, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for the big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have your winning ride. Visit toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, the NFL trade deadline under 7 hours away, and we're waiting to see if the Seahawks can make a big move. It sounds like there's a lot of smoke around that fire, a lot of speculation if something could get done today. Adam Schefter sure seems to think so.
Seattle is interesting. Seattle is interesting. As my friend Brian Windhorst would say, something is going on in Seattle. Yep. Something is going on in Seattle. Seattle would be a team to watch.
All right, Seattle is a team to watch. And for what? We asked Mike Macdonald philosophically about it yesterday, and just listening to him talk, I didn't get the sense that he was poo-pooing the idea of any sort of a big move being made today.
I think we're looking at it through the lens of, is this gonna help our team now and in the future? And then it's up to us to decide, like, well, how much is it now? How much is the future? Is it both? You're never really going to make it. Hopefully you're not making transactions that you think is going to make you worse. I mean, even as something as simple as, what we did at the end of last week with guys not being available and bringing up guys from practice squad. I mean, all those decisions are, okay, for this week and the future, honestly, because you're talking about guys going on IR, maybe not going on IR, so it's like what's best for now, but what's also best for the future. Those are, to me, that's kind of how you're balancing it in your mind of, okay, is this something that we want to go for, or do we need to, pump the brakes on this thing? Hopefully that paints you a good picture.
No, I think it does. And I think what you're hearing there from Mike Macdonald is, some thought about the current team and are there ways they can get better? Are there names they can add right now that'll help? But also what we've heard from everybody, like you can't pay everyone, and you got a bunch of young players that are going to be coming up for raises real soon. Which is why there's conversation about Reek Woolen, why there might be conversation about Boye Mafe. And if you're trading good young players like that, well, then you probably have to bring back other good young players in order to make it work, or at least other good players, given where you're at in the standings right now. One trade this morning, Dallas giving up a 7th rounder for Bengals linebacker Logan Wilson. Seahawks, of course, have Arizona on Sunday. Cardinals won last night.
Prescott just trying to buy time. Sweat chasing him. Downfield. Jump ball picked off. Intercepted by Denzel Burke.
Yeah, I'm a little curious who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett played well again last night. Comfortable win over the Cowboys. In theory, Kyler Murray is hurt. Could return here in Seattle. I know if I was Jonathan Gannon and my job was on the line, I'd start the player who gave me the better chance to win. And I'm pretty sure that's Jacoby Brissett. And I'm pretty sure he knows that. But after the game, he was like, no changes, nothing there. So we'll see what quarterback ends up taking snaps for the Cardinals on Sunday.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
I don't know if I should play this sound because it's only going to make me mad again. But when you got the kind of season, when you've had the kind of season the Mariners just did, you sure hope you're going to see some personal hardware to go with the other accolades that might be coming in. They didn't win any Gold Gloves, but they do have a shot at 2 big awards next week. Cal Raleigh, one of 3 finalists for AL MVP. That shouldn't be a huge surprise to anyone. We've been talking about it forever, but he'll join Aaron Judge, of course, as the other favorite, and then Jose Ramirez, the 3rd finalist that was announced. Tom Verducci said this on MLB Network, and for whatever reason, this just really gets under my skin.
You know, he changed my mind a little bit watching him in the postseason every day. When you watch him every day, you realize what he goes through. Handling the pitching staff, calling a game. He controls the game like Yadi Molina. Taking foul balls day after day. 119 games he caught. You saw a picture there of Cal fully extended. I talked to his dad. He said the difference, we taught his kid the distance between the nose and the barrel, right? That distance is extension. That is the whole key to his power. He's got some of the best extension I've seen since Mark McGwire, and that kind of power.
Well, I'm glad you finally had an opportunity to be around him for a couple of days in the postseason. If only there was some way to have done that before October. If only there was some way to have watched Cal or been around him or written about him or taken some time to see him. I know he's not in New York every day, but if only there was some other way you could have thought about how a catcher could do things like that or talk to there's like a million ways to get around that problem, to not have your eyes opened on Cal Raleigh once the season is over. I don't know, that one really kind of bugged me. Whatever. We'll see if Cal wins. We'll know next week. And then Dan Wilson has a shot, of course, to win AL Manager of the Year. He was announced as one of the 3 finalists there, along with Toronto's John Schneider and Cleveland's Stephen Vogt. I actually could make a pretty compelling case for any of these 3. All 3 teams greatly exceeded their expected win totals. All of them dealt with various challenges and injuries, and yeah, I think there's a pretty good case to be made for all of them. But here's Chris Young on MLB Network talking about Dan.
You're going after a division that the Astros have been the top of that division for so many years, and you understand that has to bring a certain level of responsibility and pressure on trying to take over that division. They fought all the way until the last month of the season, but I love the moves that the Mariners made. Even though Dan Wilson didn't make those moves, he had these teams playing as a collective. They won a lot of one-run ball games. They had 43 comeback wins this season, and when you have 43 comeback wins, you're winning this many one-run ball games. That directly correlates with the manager's decision, understanding how to use Brash, how to use Munoz, not panic, not overusing those guys to make sure they're fresh for when the postseason comes around. It's a lot of responsibility that comes with the managerial position. Dan Wilson deserves a lot of credit and deserves to be on this list.
Well, he certainly deserves to be on the list. We'll see whether or not he wins it. I have a gut feeling it's going to end up being John Schneider, but who knows? We'll see what happens here in the, next week.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Honestly, Kraken played one of their more complete games of the season. It resulted in a tidy little 3-1 win over Chicago. Jamie Alexiak got him on the board. Matty Beniers had what turned out to be the game winner.
Eberle in front. Beniers shoots and scores! Matty Beniers got it. 2-0 Seattle, a power play goal.
Yeah, that came from Eberle, and then later Beniers set up Eberle for the 3rd goal, so it was nice to see those two working so well together with Tolvanen, the 3rd guy on that line. Win puts them in 1st place in the division, 16 points in 12 games. They are set to host San Jose and young star Macklin Celebrini tomorrow night. That is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. 206 says he caught more than 119 games. I don't think so. I think he played more than that, but that sounds about right. You'd have to look at the numbers, Lyle, but I think that sounds about right. For number of games caught, I'm going to guess it was around 119, but yeah, maybe, yeah, whatever. I just found out, I just realized, I was around Cal and finally realized that being a catcher is hard. You know what? It didn't dawn on me during the rest of this whole debate that, like, catching might be more important than playing right field occasionally. Like, oh, yeah, oh, my God. I saw Cal for the first time. It turns out that baseball exists west of the East River, the Hudson River, I got out there and I was like, oh my God, they play baseball out here too. And this guy catches, and the guy that is in New York, he doesn't even do that. I'm gobsmacked.
The guy in New York DH the final 2 months of the year.
I'm shocked.
Cal started 119 games.
That's what I figured.
That's right.
Yeah, that sounds right. I'm gobsmacked to find out that catching is a big part of this game and much harder than playing the outfield. You know, it's hard on the body. Hard on the body to catch every day. And as it turns out, and I didn't know this until the postseason, there's a lot of extra work to be done when you're the catcher. You have to help the pitching staff get ready. You've got to be in more meetings. You can't just focus your whole day on hitting. It's very hard. Thankfully, the 2025 postseason came around so I could figure that out. We'll be right back with Mike Macdonald, who was great yesterday. You want to hear it next on Brock and Salk.
The NFL trade deadline is here today at 1 p.m.
Something is going on in Seattle.
I've been screaming linebacker, linebacker, linebacker.
Seattle would be a team to watch.
I think we're looking at it through the lens of, is this going to help our team now and in the future?
Will the Hawks make moves? Find out here first.
Schneider and Macdonald, they don't sit on their hands.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Go inside the rumor mill and every move at seattlesports.com.
All right, let's talk truth, guys. Let's be real with each other. If you want to retire, it is a, long process. You don't just decide on a whim one day. All right, I'm done. I'm out. Time to retire and sail off into the sunset. You got to start planning years, decades in advance. And the simple truth is, there's a lot more to that than just calculating expenses and trying to maintain your lifestyle. That's why you need help. Trajan Wealth can help build a strategy based on realistic options that align with your goals, your circumstances, everything that's individual to you. Are you interested in wealth management that's designed to protect, maintain, and expand your financial portfolio? Well, Trajan Wealth understands the importance of tactical investments and tailored insights for growth in line with your specific risk tolerance. Specific is such a key word here because it is all about you. They're fiduciary advisors, and they understand no two retirement plans are the same. So they give you guidance on a variety of financial objectives, including ways to earn higher potential returns, tax concerns, and everything else you need for retirement. Let Trajan Wealth help you develop a plan that will meet your financial goals. Call them today at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good-to-Go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good-to-Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with code SPORTS at urgentcarekit.com/sports. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/sports, promo code SPORTS.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps your meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet.
today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
Your time is money, so why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business.
Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
All right, another Mike Macdonald show, and always fun to do this, Brock, especially after a nice win like last night. And Mike, I just listened to your sound from after the game. You called it a great win. What made it a great win?
I think, our vision of all three phases playing together, playing complementary football, it felt like, like the guy. I love how our guys are preparing, our mentality going into the games. When we took the lead, like the guys weren't satisfied. They wanted to keep stacking scores and plays, and I was just really pleased with our mentality throughout the whole game. And look, we had some adversity. We had some guys go down, and guys had to step up, and guys did that. So, obviously, Sam played an incredible, near perfect game. Especially in the first half. And anytime your quarterback is playing like that, you get a heck of a chance to do some pretty cool stuff.
Folks love the behind the scenes. Can you take us to the long ride home? Was it exuberant early, and then just everybody passed out eventually on the long flight? Yes, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. It's always good, you kind of recap with the guys and go over a few things, and then once the plane starts going, you're like, all right, time to go. I think the whole place was knocked out, which is good. So. Did you get a chance to watch the tape?
No,
no.
I didn't even pull it up. So, yeah, well, that'll happen at some point today. I don't know. I think I might go home. Be good to see the family.
What do you expect to find on that tape?
Well, I want to. I'd like to see. I loved our offensive operation. It felt really good from the sideline. I can't wait to watch our offensive line play. You saw what Sam did. You saw our receivers did, but in the run game and stuff, to see what we did well, what we can work on. Special teams, I loved it. Our coverage units felt really good. I felt like our guys played really hard. Having the Peely on kickoff team forcing the fumble, that was a pretty epic play. So I can't wait to watch that one. And then defensively, it's the normal thing. The effort. Critique myself. There's a couple of plays there on that first touchdown drive that I'm kicking myself on, and evaluate it and go from there.
Mike, you talked about that operation post-game and just mentioned it right there. Offensively, the movements and the shifts and all that does. Can you, I've got a sense offensively why you do it. Can you give us a sense of defensively how that burdens you or challenges you on the defensive side of the ball when you got a group as crisp to the line, as much movement, as much shifting, as much motion as your guys are doing right now?
Yeah, without getting into all the reasons why, for our own purposes, but if you're just going to sit there and be static, it lets the defense make all the calls, and we're just sitting there waiting on you. So the teams that motion and shift and play ahead of snaps on both sides of the ball, I feel like you're ahead of the play, and if you can even just one step. If you can be one step ahead of your opponent on any given snap, that's a good thing, for us. So that's what we're trying to do, and then we can snap it. We can snap immediately. We can snap it later. I mean, we have those mechanics that we've been able to get to, and I think that's helped us.
We've talked before with you about playing complementary ball, and you just mentioned it a couple minutes ago as well. As you define it now, watching your team and when they're really capable of it, what does it mean to play complementary ball?
Well, I think it's a few things. It's one, doing what you have to do to win the game. So sometimes defense is going to have to pick up the offense. Sometimes you're going to have to chuck it around the yard. Sometimes it's a grind it out, run it game. You're trying to get special teams to make a difference in the game and win that phase. So sometimes that's how it shows itself. And then other times it's about, there's a turnover and now defense has to go step up, or defense has had a long drive and now the offense has got to put something together, or end a 2-minute, we want to end the ball at the half, because we want to double them up at the half. All those things, all those little situations that show up in a game where if you feel like you kind of come out with the upper hand, it gives you an edge kind of going into the next phase of the game. And if you keep stacking those things, ultimately, it puts you in a position to win games.
So then thinking about the relationship between the run game and the pass game and the way they work off of each other, I'm trying to make sense of this from Greg Olsen yesterday, because he said that the Seahawks are a passing team out of heavy personnel. And it didn't feel like that's necessarily something that you would say to describe your team. I was curious what you would – are you a passing team out of heavy personnel?
Well, I'm sure he means that we like to throw it, when we out of all of our personnel groups, and we live in all the personnel groups. 11 is the prevailing personnel group throughout the league. 12 is becoming more popular. We run 12 personnel, we run 13 personnel, we run 12 personnel. 22. We get into what we call pony, which is 2 backs. We try to have a diverse personnel package that we can, deploy at any given point in time. And I think we can throw it at all those groups, which is great. You can run and throw it. Some teams just put certain groups in the game and you can anticipate what's about to happen. And I feel like we have kind of a complementary, to keep using that word, just, set of plays that we can get to based on who's in the game.
Mike, do you ever go back and watch the TV copy to hear what is being either said kind of during the broadcast by the guys in the booth?
I rely on Dave for that one.
You should watch the fourth quarter of this one. I think you'll like it.
Okay. I'm not going to, but
Collinsworth was very excited about the Seahawks last night.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
And he also said something I thought, I obviously, having been in that profession for some years and kind of knowing some of these guys through the years as well, he said something kind of unique. It jumped out to me, Coach, and he said that Mike's got a group that is really personnel-wise equipped to blitz defensively. That as good as the front has been and the pressure rates were off the charts and their front four and the sacks and all of it, felt like you had a personnel, and your personnel this year is being defined by a lot of different guys that you can kind of move around and play with and blitz. Are you feeling that freedom as a play caller?
I am. I think we're getting better with our blitzes, which is helping out, kind of round out our defensive menu, I guess, or just game plans that we can bring to the table. Yeah. And we're still kind of a unit where we haven't had a lot of personnel consistency from week to week, so that's playing it a part of it as well. And but I feel like when we've dialed it up, guys have won their matchups, and our pressure coverages have done a good job. We haven't kind of been relating to guys the right way and haven't given up explosives in that end. So that's something that we want to continue to be able to do. Otherwise, you start doing just one thing all the time, the offenses and coordinators and quarterbacks are just way too good. They'll pick you apart. So you have to have tendencies. Otherwise, you're not going to be any good at anything. But you have to have, the change ups and the curveballs off of the things that that you're pretty good at, your A's, so to speak.
What makes guys individually good blitzers, and then maybe collectively as a group a good blitzing team? From your perspective?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's a timing aspect to it. There's always, like, when you draw up the blitz on the whiteboard, it looks a certain way, but there's a certain demeanor that comes with blitzing. Like, if you're going to send 5 guys, normally there's at least 3 guys are going to have one-on-ones, and if you sim pressure with 4 guys, you're trying to get certain guys one-on-ones in those situations, and you're expecting those guys to win. Now, it's a predetermined type of path, but how you get there is a little bit more based off of how the guy blocks you or like your plan of attack. See it through that lens. Then I'd say what makes it effective is you have to work together. So, and it's still, even though you're blitzing, it's still rush and coverage working together. There's either, you're manned up and you're in zero in the back end, and those guys have to hold up in their end of the bargain, or you're in some form of 5 or 6 man rush or 4 man rush, and that coverage has to get the quarterback to not throw the ball immediately, so your pass rush can come alive, and obviously the rush lanes have to be disciplined and work together, just like you do in 4 man rush, so you can get to the quarterback.
So speaking of blitzes, what do you think it's like to be a guard? Maybe it's a center. And you see Leonard Williams, 2-3 yards off the ball, taking a running start to come flying at you on a 3rd down. What do you think that feels like?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Probably not good.
I can't imagine it feels good, right? I mean, what can he do with that level of a running start?
Well, I think what you're alluding to is we're trying to, it's not like we're just doing new things. I mean, these are things that we have put a lot of reps in, and we're gonna have specific game plans from week to week, but that what we're asking our guys to do are things that they've done, and just sometimes you dress it up and you make it look a little bit different, and hopefully that gives us an advantage and lets us be the aggressor in those situations. But it's a credit to Leo that, look, the guy's an incredible athlete, and it's not easy learning all the spots and all the movements that comes across our front, and he's able to do that and retain it, and AD and Hines and CP do a great job game planning the movements and teaching them ways to win and things like that, and having a plan. So we'll keep moving around, keep trying to find the best matchups.
When your buddies in the profession give you a buzz, maybe early in the week, Mike, and kind of look at what you're doing, and certainly the success now on the road, winning 9 in a row and 10-1 overall, and man, Coach, what are you guys doing to be so effective on these road trips? Anything that kind of tell your buddies as far as what you think you guys do really well when you travel?
I don't know. This is not a good. It's not going to be like a great radio answer. I don't have anything for it. I think it goes back to everybody involved, everyone that plans out how we travel. It's very seamless. I do think there's an aspect of us, once like if you feel, we left, it was a 1-day trip, which was kind of cool. I thought I liked how we did it this time around with the primetime game. But there's something to be said about like getting on the plane, being together as a team. You're kind of in the game type of mindset, even though you're not like expending energy, but you're starting to be locked in, and everyone's together. And then it's a testament to our guys, that they like the resolve you have to go into another person's stadium and play good football. So I don't know if there was let me put it this way: if there was a secret, I definitely wouldn't be telling you. But but I don't have it. So I just we're honestly just, what is it going to take for us to play our best football? That's really that's the question we're trying to answer every week, especially on the road.
Heard Chris say last night that you told him you were still annoyed about the Tampa loss, and that didn't surprise me. And then also heard him say that you thought that loss maybe helped to make your team better and get you to where you are now. How? What did you get from that loss that has helped the team play better over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think it's everybody. I think it starts with me and what it takes to get our team ready to play. That's probably number one. Number two, we've declared. I think let's, like I told you guys, I think maybe a couple weeks, like get out of the way, Mike. Let the players go play. Don't be an idiot. Like, call good plays. Have a clean game plan. Let them call stuff that the guys can play and play fast that they've been doing for X amount of months now or years, however long they've been here. So that's probably two. And then I think our players realize what it takes to play great football, but how to prepare, like what it looks like throughout the week on a day-to-day basis, and to feel like you can go play your best football. We didn't have great practices at the latter part of that week, and to the guys' credit, they recognized it and they went to work at it.
Hey, Maura, if you wouldn't mind, make sure you cut that Get out of the way, Mike. I think I'm going to need that for my show.
Yeah, that's probably my intro. That should be the new intro, you know. I'm sure everyone's eager to tune in.
It may very well be by next week. We'll see. Go ahead, Brock.
Well, I was just kind of curious, too. This is our first chance to really chat with you since the bye week and how you attacked the bye week, maybe any differently than you did as a rookie coach, or things that came out of the bye week as a point of emphasis that you really felt like came to life last night.
Yeah. I think when it comes to the bye week, I don't think there's like one way to do it. I think you kind of like with all the, these are all the first or second time go rounds that we're making these decisions with our new staff and our new team, and we take our philosophy is like what's best for the team. What does our team need at this point? I felt like our guys needed and deserved some time off and time away, and after the Monday night game, felt like it was just appropriate for the guys to get out and take care of their bodies and be with their families and stuff. So we didn't see the players all week, and then we only took one day. I feel like it'd be kind of a tough ask if I was leaving on Wednesday morning to go see my dad, and if I left and I told the staff to stick around and grind out the self-scout, I thought that was kind of that wouldn't be probably the best thing to do of all time. So guys were in Wednesday, kind of came up with the plan of attack. We were remote the rest of the week for the coaches, and did our studies and stuff. Now, and we got a lot of great info, and there's a lot of like schematic stuff that we felt like we could narrow down on. And I think the most important thing though, Brock, was like, hey, when we nail the things that we said we wanted to be about and how we wanted to operate, and we played the way that we said we were going to, that's a pretty good combo. Like that we need to double down on that. I don't think we're looking for answers elsewhere. I think we're looking for answers within how we operate, on how we decided how we wanted to be. Does that make sense? It's like, there was a clarity there of, hey guys, look, when we nail the Seahawks, when we do the stuff that we said we're going to be able to do, that's a pretty powerful combo. So let's put our focus right there.
And when in the remote meetings was it like, I like a 6'3"?
Oh, we were not on Zoom. Trust me, that I was not talking.
Oh, okay.
I mean, everyone, you can work. You can take the computer and go do whatever, but everyone has their reports, and then we really debriefed on Monday. So,
did you like the email that came in and said, here's what we're going to do? We're going to put Peely, 6'3", 345. We're in a 5'3", 40 coming out of college. We're going to put him right in the middle of kickoff cover. I know he doesn't have to run 60 yards anymore. It's only about 10 or so. But was he on kickoff coverage team before the bye week?
No, it's funny. We were in a game plan meeting, and Jay was like, okay, this is good. We were going with the personnel, and John was actually on the phone, so he was remote. There you go. He was remote in that meeting, but and Jay was like, well, that's good. So now I can still have Peely on a kickoff, and I'm like, really? But look, I mean, like I said after the game, I mean, I love how Jay and Fitz think. It's who are the people that are going to be available for the game? How do we deploy them the best way? And then that's everybody, D tackles included. Now Peely is a heck of an athlete. Now, I mean, the guy, he's a great athlete. So, and it speaks to his the guy he was so excited to be on kickoff coverage team, and so like. You got a bunch of guys on a team that want to play those roles. That's awesome, man. That's so great. I just think it's a great example of a guy that's really bought in and wants to help the team win. And as you know it, ball finds energy. That's how things work. All of a sudden, you're forcing a fumble. Our first forced fumble of the year, that we recovered was on kickoff team, which is pretty wild.
I was thinking about guys that are new this year, maybe things that help make you different from a year ago. And I realize we haven't talked too much about DeMarcus Lawrence. What has he brought to the team?
Well, I think I think what happened in Tampa Bay, not having him out there, I felt like you could sense a little bit of difference there. His attitude, energy, toughness. I think, man, I don't know if I can say enough good things about D-Law. I mean, he walking in the door day one, it was different. How he did the drills, how he brought the whole front together, the camaraderie and that they built in that room, that they rush together, they rush a certain way. How they rush off one another, I think, is really cool. And I think it gives us an edge compared to most teams, and teams that I've been around at least. Mm-hmm. And you talk about, you hear me say like he's the same guy every day, but he really is. His approach, I mean, we have to hold him, because if you put him out there, he's going 1,000 miles an hour. Sometimes we got to take care of him, make sure he's not taking too many reps. But that's all those things, When we talk about as a force multiplier on your football team, he is definitely in that category,
We've had our chats about PFF, and so I'm not going to go there, but there was another group called NFL Plus that looks at all the different guys and stats and next level numbers. According to NFL Plus, Gray Zabel, 0 sacks allowed and the 6th lowest QB pressure in the NFL at 3.5%. Do those numbers jive with kind of the self-scout? And obviously you'll watch the O-line play in a little more detail today.
Right.
But how about the rookie that we talked a lot about in and around the draft and now over 8 weeks or so? That kind of resume tape real?
Yeah, it's real. It's real. I'll say this. It's how he works with Jalen and Charles is really cool. They developed a really good relationship, and it takes chemistry to, you're not just on 5 islands. You got to work together up front, and kind of like what you're talking about with like Jax and Sam, how they built the chemistry from day one, and how critical that is, to have success. I think it's the same thing with your offensive line, and him and Charles have a really tight relationship, and that's really cool. But as far as greatest individually, I mean, I'd say steady. He's tough. He's got some attitude about him. He finishes plays. He's competitive as crap. I mean, all those things are a recipe for being a dang good offensive lineman. And man, I'm glad we picked him. I mean, it's just just a great job by all of our people and John to make the move on draft day.
Any big trades coming up by tomorrow?
Yeah, we got a few right in the pike.
Good, nice, thanks. All right,
yeah, we'll do it right after.
Right after we get off the phone here, you do it right then.
No, I mean we'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll see.
We were debating last week, maybe just more of a philosophical question. I don't know if you can answer this or not right before the trade deadline, but I'll ask. When you think about a trade mid-season for a team that's 6-2 and playing good ball, do you think more about trying to fix some things that are weaknesses, or do you think about trying to adding more to things that are strengths?
I think we're looking at it through the lens of is this gonna help our team now and in the future? And then it's up to us to decide, how much is it now? How much is the future? Is it both? You're never really going to make it. Hopefully you're not making transactions that you think is going to make you worse. I mean, even as something as simple as, what we did at the end of last week with guys not being available and bringing up guys from practice squad. I mean, all those decisions are, okay, for this week and the future, honestly, because you're talking about guys going on IR, maybe not going on IR, so it's like what's best for now, but what's also best for the future. Those are, to me, that's kind of how you're balancing it in your mind of, okay, is this something that we want to go for, or do we need to pump the brakes on this thing? Hopefully that paints you a good picture.
Well, Coach, we appreciate it. Congratulations. Great win last night. Home game now coming up this week, and we'll look forward to talking to you on Monday.
All right, guys. Hey, I missed you, man. I missed seeing you.
I know.
This is empty seat over here. And,
sad. Yeah, don't worry. We'll be there on Monday. I'll be there, and we can embrace.
Okay. It's not that early, Brock. It's only,
Right, yeah.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I think they'll be hugging, I would imagine, again over Arizona. And, I'm going to demand a hug. I feel like it's only appropriate. Okay, that was Mike Macdonald. I know there's some issue with the podcast. I don't fully understand it. I'm going to see if I can get a handle on it later today. Decisions were made well above us on where it is and when it gets delivered and where it's going to be available.
As of right now, it should be available on other platforms after the show today, but it's on our podcast page and on the YouTube page under our podcast page under the Mike Macdonald Show.
Okay.
And on the YouTube page, so you could get it there.
Okay, so SeattleSports.com, Seattle Sports app, or the Seattle Sports YouTube page are the best places to find it.
Yes.
And by the end of, after the show today,
it should be on all the other
platforms. Go up on Apple and Spotify and everything else. We'll see if we can explain this a little better tomorrow. We got a meeting later today, so hopefully I will have a little better handle on it, okay? Coming up, Mike Macdonald, he's got a pretty good team, and today is an opportunity to make it a lot better. What do we expect to go down? We'll discuss next on Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob.
Is this like a signature win?
Every afternoon at 2.
To try to get people to believe in this team. They just cruised the entire way.
While I think it's an impressive win, I wouldn't call it a signature win based on the opponent. To me, a signature win is beat the Rams. Beat a team, especially in your division, that's really good record-wise. That's what I would title a signature win. If they beat the Rams, that's the best opponent they've got in like the next 5 games.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, only on Seattle Sports.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with 0 investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done. With precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way. With a dedication to lasting quality. Trusted performance and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. A blown left headlight is making Erica's drive to her son's soccer game darker and darker. So she goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner finds her 2 new bulbs.
These lights have the most clarity.
And helps her get back on the road so she can brighten her drive and the cheering section.
All right, all right.
See clearer and drive safer with new lights. No hassles, just help. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. On game day, great prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire Stone Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
I'm so mad at you right now. So mad at you.
I know.
I'm so mad at you right now.
And I did it on purpose.
What you did,
like an old married couple.
What you've done is just cruel.
Yep.
You're such a jerk. Honestly, I'm actually
I gotta keep you on your toes.
I'm actually mad at you this morning. I think what you've done is quite frankly mean. Like, it's mean-spirited.
How nice was it to put your head on the pillow last night?
It was great. I had great dreams, and now you've crushed them. So you set me up just to crush me in the morning?
Pretty much.
I mean, is that why you're wearing your flannel today?
But what a night we had. What a night we had.
No, what a terrible night. I'm going to tell people what you did. So yes, I kind of teased this a little bit at 6 o'clock, and I said I'd tell you more later. So Brock, as you know, sends his Blue 88 questions out the night before, right? And then I have to form them into questions that a person would actually ask another person on the radio. But whatever. So Brock puts it out last night, and I'm reading through, and there's something here on DeMarcus Lawrence, which is cool. We'll get to that at 7:45. And there's some more stats on, I think, Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, and that's number 2. We'll get to that again.
Yep.
And then this is what Brock writes to us last night. You son of a gun. You're such, because Brock doesn't put these things in there unless, he thinks maybe there's something, maybe he's heard something, maybe knows something, maybe there's a possibility of something. It's 7:03 right now, which means we are inside, 6 hours before the NFL trade deadline. And with that in mind, when you see this from Brock, question 3, why does Myles Garrett make the most sense for Seattle? Are you kidding me? I mean, you mean because he's the best defensive player in football? That seems like it would make him a pretty good fit. Because it would take this team from very good to great. Because it would make them an instant, not just contender for the NFC throne, but if I would assume, Brock, the answer is because he makes them the favorite in the NFC.
Sure.
So are you asking this because you've heard something? You think it's possible?
And as yours truly last night was laying in bed and sent that. Yours truly thought, gosh, I hope Saul gets this before he goes to sleep.
I sure got it before I went to bed.
I hope I plant this seed in him. I hope he goes to bed with some good vibes, some good feelings. I hope he turns over to Heather and he's like, guess what Brock just texted?
Yeah, that would be adorable that Heather would have gotten into bed at the same time since they were all out at the Kraken game last night.
Nice. There's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance.
So why did you do that? Why did you put that out there? Is it not do you know something? Is something afoot? Everyone out there is saying that there's a possibility the Seahawks do something really big.
I mean, they're going big. So
I know.
That's what we're hearing.
Schefter says it. Jake Glazer says it. There's nothing bigger than Myles Garrett.
Yeah. Well, you want to play their side? You want to get more hype?
No, I want you to tell me why you put this on here if it's not real.
Because I did spend a bunch of time looking at a lot of different trade topics and trade guys and listening to all that intel. I did spend some time. I did reach out. I do have some intel, but the concern after I sent that and had a couple phone calls, so I sent that because he would fit the profile of what John Schneider would do in a trade. He would fit that profile. What was Jamal Adams? Top 10 pick? Right? What was Jimmy Graham? Elite traits. What was Percy? Percy was a first-round pick with elite traits. I mean, just elite. Like, if you're going to go for it and make something significant, you've got to have something with elite trait on the other side of that equal side. And he's the guy. He's more than Trey Hendrickson, who's a good niche pass rusher. There's no question about that. But he doesn't play the run. When you listen to Mike Macdonald and you asked him about Leonard Williams and why you do these things with Leonard, what's he say? Because we get one-on-ones. And if you have Leonard Williams and you have Byron Murphy and you have this group with D-Law, and can you imagine creating actual one-on-ones for Myles Garrett?
Yes, I can.
Yes,
I can imagine it very well. So what's the problem? Make it happen.
Yeah, the problem is the way Cleveland structured that deal, Saul. We got a problem. We don't got a deal. We got a problem. There is so much dead cap. Unlike Max Crosby. Max Crosby, right, is kind of Myles Garrett light, plays with a relentless motor. It plays the run and the pass.
Mm-hmm.
If Myles Garrett's A, he's, A-. Now, his contract you could actually trade for. It would not have the kind of dead cap money because his annual contract is enormous in base salary, right? It's like 30-something million in base salary. So you could trade, and the Raiders could possibly trade him because they wouldn't inherit the $100 million of dead cap that Myles Garrett and Cleveland would put on their books. And from what I understand, you can't say, oh, we'll take that on. Oh, let us do that. Here, we'll pay down the contract. Or here, we'll pay for some of that. Like, that's a signing bonus. That was paid. That's on the books for Cleveland for the next 2-3 years.
Why did they do it that way?
It is so unbelievably because they're a bad organization.
So they set themselves up specifically not to be able to trade him in case things went bad?
Pretty much.
I mean, that seems
pretty much
unconscionable.
And the player wants all that guarantee right now, right? He wants his big check and he wants his signing bonus. And so to try to appease Myles Garrett and keep him in Cleveland, because remember he was going to leave, they were like, oh, no, we'll write you whatever it was, $100 million signing bonus. So, yeah.
They walked right back down the same road that they had already walked with Deshaun Watson?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Now, they guaranteed all of Deshaun's $250 million. Yeah, you just can't make some of this stuff up with John Clayton's old former favorite team.
I'm quite frankly, Brock, pretty annoyed. But.
Do you want me to fake the funk, or do you want me to do the work? I'm trying to do the work behind
I'd actually kind of like it if you were to just fake the funk.
Do you want me to make it worse?
Yeah, I do. Yes, please make it worse.
Okay, this is what
Adam Schefter.
This is what Adam Schefter said this morning. So I don't know if any big moves are happening.
And I'll bet you we get a couple of those moves, like, oh, I hadn't heard that guy's name, and oh, that's interesting. But like small moves. Again, you're not getting the Micah Parsons trade today. You're not getting that today.
Why not?
You're not getting that salt.
It's not even just more that rubs salt in the wound and the makes the
just preparing you.
The snark and the attitude that he brings there.
No, Mike. The joke's on you.
Because he did prepare us for something bigger, right? And now he's like,
no, we're not gonna get that. No, you're not gonna have a
Mike,
big move.
The joke's on you.
I'm sorry
Mike.
you got excited about taking this good team and making them even better, but no, you can't have that. No. What an obnoxious tone.
You're good at snark. Working on that.
I don't like that. You're not gonna get it. It's not for you. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
Well, Brock, I was just going to say that at least you gave me some little silver lining here in your Max Crosby talk, because I know Pete said, wow, we're not looking to build for the future, this and that, but I don't know whether he's going to have a choice. I mean, the team is awful. They're going in the wrong direction. If there's an opportunity to, bring back the right amount for Max Crosby, I would think they'd take it. And if he is, the closest facsimile to Myles Garrett, then I would take it. But you did get me a little excited, and I don't appreciate you doing that. All right.
I'll try to ask forgiveness during the break.
Please do, Brock. Maybe a second trip to church today would be in order for you. Try to see if you can beg for forgiveness after what you've done. Regardless of what happens today, and we'll keep you updated and apprised all throughout the day until 1 o'clock when the trade deadline.
And by the way, I do
down.
think there could be a couple names. I'll continue to stand on that. I don't think the Seahawks do zero. I think there will be a couple names.
No, but everything's going to seem disappointing after you threw out the name Myles Garrett last night. We'll give you everything we do know. Oh, you want to hear some sound? If Maura just annoyed me with some sound, with that Schefter sound, it is not half as annoying as the Verducci sound that I played earlier. Wait till I play this for you, Brock. See if it makes you want to pull your hair out the way it did for me earlier. It's next on Brock and Salk.
The NFL trade deadline is here. Today at 1 p.m.
Something is going on in Seattle.
I've been screaming linebacker.
Seattle would be a team to watch.
I think we're looking at it through the lens of, is this going to help our team now and in the future?
Will the Hawks make moves? Find out here. first.
Schneider and Macdonald, they don't sit on their hands.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Go inside the rumor mill and every move at seattlesports.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I have a special offer for you. PCF's Black Friday sale runs through November, and you can get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and approving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
It's game time, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are lining up with a roster that's built to dominate the field. The gas-powered RAV4, built to power through every drive, rain or shine. Or switch up the play with the hybrid RAV4, versatile, efficient, and always moving the chains. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and clutch when it counts. And now, taking the field, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for the big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have your winning ride. Visit toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
Whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt ductless heat pump system from Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings. And every Quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, T-minus 5 hours and 45 minutes or so until the NFL trade deadline, and we're waiting to see what the Seahawks will do if they do make a move, a big move even, Brock. We'll see. A lot of speculation. I know you were a little negative earlier, and Adam Schefter seemed to be, but I don't know. He may be changing his tune because yesterday he was all about Seattle doing something big.
Seattle is interesting. Seattle is interesting. As my friend Brian Windhorst would say, something is going on in Seattle. Yep. Something is going on in Seattle. Seattle would be a team to watch.
All right. And, Jay Glazer said they were looking big. And Brock, you seem to think that they would want to look big. But then you were all poo-pooing the whole thing.
Yeah, because the actual, budget and dollars and cents of it, and not even on your end, because you have some cap space, but on the other team's end, makes moves like Max Crosby and Myles Garrett very, very difficult. Hendrickson is not as difficult, depending on the demands of Cincinnati, depending on how much of the remaining. He's about $1 million a game. Like, would they take on? Would they split that difference? Are they still really looking for a first-round pick for a rental pass rusher? That seems a bit outrageous. So, we'll see what and how this all shakes out.
That would help this team, don't you think? I mean, if you were to add a Trey Hendrickson, regardless of some of the weaknesses, I mean, he was second in the league last year in Defensive Player of the Year voting. Like, he's still a pretty darn good player.
Yes. Yeah. Would you then move on from Derek or Boye, one of those two, more than likely?
I mean, I'd probably want to move on from Boye over Derek just because he's going to have to get paid sooner. And quite frankly, I just like what Derek's doing and how stout he is and all of it. But yeah, I think I'd be willing to take that upgrade if I had to.
Lots of moving parts. But there are still, I think, some areas that we look at the Seahawks and we talk about right guard and pass rusher. But there are some areas there, especially with the receiver position right now, as banged up as it is, as injury prone as Coop has been, as injury prone as Horton has been. Could be receivers on the market. There could be some corners on the market. Yeah. There could be some of those players.
Safeties on the market. As well. I saw Rayshon Jenkins is back on the market if you want to bring it back. They're going to play Arizona on Sunday. A little curious who the Cardinals start at quarterback. I saw Jonathan Gannon saying, oh, no, nothing's changed with who our starter is. Maybe he's going to keep pretending that Kyler Murray is hurt for as long as it takes for him to keep playing the better quarterback.
They played good last night, man.
Well, Jacoby Brissett's a decent quarterback. He's a back. He's in that John Clayton thing. He'll win you 3 games and lose you 3 games. Like, that's who Jacoby Brissett is. Kyler Murray stinks. I mean, doesn't stink, but you know what I mean. Like, he's an overpaid, not very good, not very accurate, bad leader, he's not a franchise quarterback, and they keep paying and pretending that he is. Yeah. I would absolutely, if I were Jonathan Gannon, my job is on the line, I'd be starting Jacoby Brissett next week. I'll tell you that. We'll see what he decides to do.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
I told you I was going to make you mad, but here you go. This is going to drive you crazy.
Bring it.
All right, so yesterday, baseball announces their finalists in the American League, and, not surprisingly, Cal Raleigh is one of 3 finalists for the AL MVP. It's Aaron Judge, of course, and then Jose Ramirez, who's such a good player. 3rd finalist announced. Jose doesn't have a chance this year, but he's a great player, and it's kind of nice to see him rewarded with just being on the podium with these other 2. So who's going to win? We're going to find out next week. This is what Tom Verducci said yesterday, Brock, on MLB Network.
He changed my mind a little bit watching him in the postseason every day. When you watch him every day, you realize what he goes through. Handling the pitching staff, calling a game. He controls the game like Yadi Molina. Taking foul balls day after day. 119 games he caught. You saw a picture there of Cal fully extended I talked to his dad. He said the difference, we taught his kid the distance between the nose and the barrel, right? That distance is extension. That is the whole key to his power. He's got some of the best extension I've seen since Mark McGuire, and that kind of power.
Oh, you finally got a chance to see him.
Yeah.
It's too bad that wasn't available to you until then. It's too bad nobody could have possibly seen Cal before the postseason. How would you have ever done it? It's almost like there were no one out there mentioning that this guy's a catcher and he does a tremendous amount of extra work and he takes a lot of abuse behind the plate and he gets hit by foul balls and all the things that everyone has been saying all year. I'm so glad somebody finally got to you in New York and told you that this is what's happening outside of the 5 boroughs.
Yeah. Is Verducci West? I thought Verducci was a West Coast guy. I thought he was a Fox guy.
You did not think that.
L.A. guy.
You did not think
Fox
that.
guy.
Stop it. There's no way you thought that.
I kind of did.
No, you didn't.
A little bit.
No.
No?
No.
Maybe I didn't.
No.
No, I know.
No, you didn't think
now
that.
I do know that he's not a L.A. guy. He's got great tan, great hair.
Is that not the most aggravating thing to hear? Like, oh, well, once the voting closed, I found out that Cal was actually pretty good. Who would have ever guessed? I never even thought about it until then. He's a catcher? That's a big thing? Yeah, just whatever.
Dan is fine.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Dan's opposite, up against
John
Schneider and Stephen Vogt. You can make a case, I think, for all three of them. My gut tells me Schneider's probably going to win it. Kraken played one of their most complete games of the season last night. Brock, they played really well. 3-1 win over Chicago. They shot the puck a lot more. They won more faceoffs. Jamie Alexiak had a goal. Matty Beniers and Jordan Eberle each had goals where they set each other up for goals, which was awesome. So the win puts them in first place in the division, 16 points in 12 games. They host young star Macklin Celebrini and San Jose tomorrow night. That's everything you need to know.
Takeaways from the Win Salk family.
I just barely got to see them. They had a great time, of course. I thought the highlight of the game, and I could see it on TV, was they had empty net for, I don't know, like 2.5 minutes, and Joey Decourt had 2 shots. He desperately wants to score a goal. Some goalies don't care. Joey doesn't really see himself as a goalie. Mm-hmm. He sees himself as a third defenseman. He likes to wander away from the net. He's kind of in the Ron Hextall mode. Yeah, he sees himself as a hockey player, not a goalie. And so he got all excited with the empty net, took 2 pretty decent shots at it. Both got knocked down, unfortunately. But and then the whole crowd was chanting, Joey, Joey, which is kind of awesome. I saw a thing where they were asking all the Kraken players to, hey, what one rule would you change in hockey if you could? And, a lot of them wanted to get rid of the stupid shootout and go back to, the way overtime used to work, which was great. They had a bunch, but Joey, unsurprisingly, was, I would like for goalies to be allowed to move past the red line so that I could go down and score some goals, which is great. I love the attitude. Okay. Brock, okay, this is feeling real with the Seahawks, right? Okay. Regardless of what happens today, it's feeling very real.
Are the power rankings out?
Huh?
Tomorrow. Power rankings out?
They're probably out. I haven't even looked today. I'll go do that. I'll go take a look at the power rankings.
Okay.
But I think we are. If I continued to say one thing over the last few weeks about baseball, I'm going to say exactly the opposite about football next.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Some NFL trade deadline news. The Seahawks going to be very aggressive. I did not think this would be the case, Bump. Then here's Jake Laser, Fox Sports, saying, I don't know, they could be pretty busy here.
Here's what changes things. Joe goes down with a concussion. You got Ernest Jones, who goes out with a apparent knee injury. You have Jay Love, who's now on IR. I can see them going out and addressing any one of those positions.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710. Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Well, it is definitely getting colder. The daylight is definitely going away, especially in the afternoon after we fell back over the weekend. It's dark like all the time when you go to work, when you come home in the middle of the day. It's just dark. And those are real external factors. They do impact your mindset, your health, your weight. So don't let them. Make sure you fight back. Use Eastside Weight Loss Clinic to make a final push this year. They can help. They help me. I lost 35 pounds in the span of about 8 weeks, and that could be you by the time next year starts. You could be a whole new person. You'd be halfway there at Thanksgiving. You could use that as a little cheat meal to celebrate your success and then finish the year super strong. You can look forward to watching the pounds melt off as you feel and look healthier with more energy as well. Let's see. Lose up to 10 to 20% of your body weight in just about 8 weeks and do it without any of the expensive injections or any uncomfortable side effects. And then it'll really help keep it off long term as well. To start, schedule a 15-minute phone consultation. They're having their biggest sale of the year right now, more than $300 off the normal pricing through December 31st. So schedule that consult right now by going to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, DC. Results may vary.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailarm.com today.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
Does your building company have a strong website? One with a solid organic search presence, engaging prospects, and filling your pipeline? You know, a site that speaks loud about your company. I'm Rusty George. My local agency specializes in creating websites and marketing strategies for building companies, including construction, manufacturing, and material suppliers. We develop strategies and tactics to attract and win more quality business. See how we can help your business get louder at rustygeorge.com. That's rustygeorge.com.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
It's game time, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are lining up with a roster that's built to dominate the field. The gas-powered RAV4, built to power through every drive, rain or shine. Or switch up the play with the hybrid RAV4, versatile, efficient, and always moving the chains. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and clutch when it counts. And now, taking the field, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for the big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have your winning ride. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com.
Ryan Roland Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at MBAHealthTrust.com. That's MBAHealthTrust.com.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowes.com/pro-loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Seattle's rainy season is here. Don't wait to replace your roof. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project. Our expert team creates a custom plan for your home, ensuring a smooth, worry-free installation even in the winter months. With material prices low and lead time short, now is the best time to act. Stop throwing money at costly repairs. Protect your home this winter with a new roof from your neighbors at 3Tree Roofing. Visit 3treeroofing.com today to secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
5 minutes with G. Scott. Just what I needed here. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Brock, 9th. They're back up 2 spots to 9th in the power ranking. So they just got back to where they were during the bye. Destroying Washington on national TV did almost nothing to improve where the Seahawks are. And that's fine. That's okay.
I think that's about where their odds are as well, looking at the Vegas odds.
That's fine. You can sleep on the Seahawks a little bit. In fact, I got some sound here from some people talking about that because this is starting to feel very real, at least to me. It's starting to feel very real. And I know that I spent a lot of time over the last couple of weeks and months saying that baseball doesn't care how you feel because it doesn't. Baseball does not care about your feelings. It really does not. Oh, it feels like it's over. Okay. Like baseball will just turn around and completely shock you the next second, the next minute, the next pitch, the next day. It doesn't follow a linear path the way other things in life do. But football, I do think you can have a much better feel for what's going on with a team, partly because you get to watch a lot more nationally, so you have a little bit more perspective of what the rest of the league looks like. It's only one game, right? And so you get a chance. They're on Thursday nights and Sunday nights and Monday nights and the other time slot when your team's not playing. So you probably get to watch 2 to 4 other games a week, right? At least in some capacity. So you have a pretty good sense of what the rest of the league is doing. Maybe even get Red Zone, and you just sit and watch that for a couple of hours on Sunday. And now you just have a good idea of what's going on around the league. So you can put your team into context a little bit better. The vibes start to matter. The way the team is playing, the quarterback, the defense, they tend to translate week to week. It doesn't mean you're going to win every game. There's a reason or lose every game you think you're going to lose. Like there's a reason they play the games, and there's a reason Vegas makes their money. But don't you think you can have a better sense as to who a team really is in football than you can in baseball?
I think so. And, baseball is so data-driven with such enormous sample sizes. And I actually had the conversation we had on the air yesterday with Benetti for a little bit, talking about School Bowl and the Tigers and the World Series and the whole playoffs and what you learn. And do you really take away anything? Do you learn, like, we need to build our team this way and our personnel needs to be this way and we got to be that? And he the only thing he added to, other than a Yamamoto and a School Bowl that's an absolute bulldog, is you better hit home runs when you're facing scrappy pitchers. When you're facing the 3, 4, and 5 pitchers, right. And when you're facing the bottom of the bullpen, like do damage to the non-School Bowl and Yamamotos, and then have one of those bulldogs. And that's about the best way, to give you any predictive opportunity in the game of baseball. Football, there's a lot more predictive opportunity.
Yeah, I get a pretty good sense. Okay, team with a good quarterback, team with the right defense.
Team with a bad O-line.
Yeah, it's probably not going to go anywhere.
Team with like the Broncos that sack you 40 times in 8 games. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, a team that runs all over you versus a team that can't stop the run. Like, you got a pretty good sense, I think. Doesn't mean it's going to work out, and certainly if you're playing the points, good luck. But I feel like feel matters a lot more in football. And right now, things feel really good. And I'm not talking about the players. Like, I don't think the players can start thinking too far ahead. I hope they're not even thinking or talking about L.A. yet. They should be fully focused on Arizona and
Arizona got their attention last night.
I hope they did. Good.
I mean, Thompson and Buda Baker and the corners and the rushers.
Rooting for them.
Do you see Calais Campbell last night?
No, not specifically.
Have you seen Calais Campbell?
He's still really good. But I was rooting for Arizona last night, Brock, as crazy as that sounds, because I want the Seahawks to take them seriously, and I was still sort of hoping that maybe they'll bring back Kyler Murray because I'm not a big fan. But and I do want to mention, because I have like 10 seconds here, Arizona has the worst uniforms in the NFL. Can we all agree? They're the worst. Just an absolute atrocity. They're so boring and dumb, and just there's nothing redeeming about them at all. There's nothing redeeming about that franchise. Zero. Nothing. They are the worst franchise in the NFL, along with the Browns. But at least the Browns play in Cleveland, which is kind of cool in the history. Yeah, I like the Browns uniforms. Yeah, I like it. I got no problems with that. It's old school. The Cardinals are just wannabes. Everything about them, their whole franchise, just a wannabe franchise. But like the players can't look ahead. I can. I'm not playing. I don't need to worry about a trap game. And I'm looking at this team and saying, yeah, they look like the type of team that is going to now contend in the NFC as one of the 5 or 6 best teams in the conference. And absolutely, right now, they lead the conference. Brock, I was going through some of the numbers. You realize that they're top 5 in both offense and defense?
Yeah.
Points-wise?
Yeah.
They're top 5 in both.
Yep.
In fact, they're 5th in both. Like, they are literally 5th in both things. They've scored the 5th most points per game, and they give up the 5th least points per game. Perfect. Yep. Like, that is a well-rounded, complete football team, and it's why, a couple of people nationally, not everyone, but a couple of people have figured it out. If you remember, and I told you I'm not going to do a lot of comparisons anymore to 2013 or 12 or whatever, and you can read it. I wrote that up last night at seattlesports.com. But if you remember, I was doing a lot of national stuff at that time. Do you remember the first person nationally who realized that something was going on in Seattle? Because I talked to all these people, and I felt like I was like a salesman for the Seahawks. Like, hey, you guys got to watch this. Like, this Mebane dude is good, and they bring in Sherman, and they got this Cam Chancellor, and Marshawn Lynch. Like, they're building, and everyone's like, whatever, dude, shut up. One person, one national voice, one former player was early on the bandwagon.
Yeah. Tom Verducci. Damian Woody.
Damian Woody. You're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. Damian Woody, former Patriots center. Damian Woody was the first person I came across that was like, hey, these Seahawks legit. Like, they're good. They're really good, and they're building something special. I got to give credit, I think, to 2 people for being the 2 first on the Seahawks this year if it all works out. Chris Long, who's been saying it like since day one, and Kyle Brandt. Those 2 nationally have been by far the highest on this Seahawks team. And Kyle Brandt gave a tremendous rant about them yesterday. Here's a little of it.
And they're not a sleeper team anymore. It's over. You can't sleep on a 6-2 team. If you are sleeping on a 6-2 team who's maybe the best road team in the entire NFL, you're not sleeping. You're nodding off in study hall, not paying attention. They're showing you how good they are every single week. They annihilated the Commanders. This game never mattered for 1 second. And I will ask again, does anybody care outside of a few platforms and a few Twitter accounts that the Seattle Seahawks are a top 5 team right now? What are they talking about on ESPN? Are they talking about Sam Darnold? Are they talking about him on Fox Sports 1? Or is it just all Bills, Chiefs, and everything? It's fine. Do you. You're the legends. But Sam Darnold looks like one of the best quarterbacks in football right now. And Daniel Jones stepped aside, fell on his face yesterday. We'll get to that. But Sam Darnold put on an absolute show. And most of the talk is, well, Jaden, Dan Quinn should have had him in there. Who cares for a second? Let's talk about the Seahawks because they are continuing to annihilate people in front of them, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, 6-2 at this point, 4-4 a year ago. Remember, got off to that 3-0 start. You just kind of compare and contrast, not to 12 or 13. We could keep doing that, Salk, and it's a fun exercise. But, just your personnel, your people, Mike year one, your systems, and all of that. Got off to a really fast start against some bad quarterbacks and some backups, and took advantage of them. But then the meat of the schedule came, and you're legit guys, and you face Stafford, and you face Josh Allen, and you face Jared Goff. And I think, to me, that's where there is a little baseball comparison. Like, I beat Tarek Skubal. Right, I beat Mize. I beat those Detroit Tigers before the All-Star game, and we are substantial. And this year, you've beaten Aaron Rodgers. Say what you want, he's leading the AFC North right now, right? You've beaten Jaden Daniels. Was he a little nicked up? Sure, but I mean that's football, right? He's still Jaden Daniels, and he still was desperate to win that game at all costs, right? Just the quality of teams and quality of quarterbacks that you have beaten this year. Vastly different than a season ago. And by the way, not just beaten, 7 of those 8. I mean, physically.
It dominated.
Physically beaten and beaten up 7 of those 8 guys with hits and sacks and hurries and pressures and bumps and bruises where they're like, no. Damian Woody knew He knew because he could look at that Seahawks defensive line as an old lineman and know, like, yeah, that group's real. Chris Long knows because he's a defensive lineman, and he watches Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy and a healthy Nwosu and a rejuvenated DeMarcus Lawrence, and he knows, like, yeah, that's something there. That's something you're going to have to deal with, and it's going to be a problem. And they've been a problem for – yeah, as I said,
if you want to call them a problem, Brock,
faced.
you will be following in the footsteps of Pat McAfee, who said it yesterday.
This Seahawks team is a problem. Across the board.
Yeah, dude.
Leonard Williams is, what, 6'9"? Did you see him running?
So big.
He chased down Jaden Daniels last night. And I was just like, there's no way that's Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams has been around a long time.
Yeah.
And he looks phenomenal. They got talent everywhere. They got dogs everywhere. Them talking about how Jackson Smith and Jigba this offseason said, I want to be the best wide receiver in football. And Macdonald said, well, this is how we work. And then him just buying in and doing it. Sam Darnold, this guy was let out of the building, obviously, in Minnesota. So Sam Darnold heading to Seattle, what a move for them. And they're special.
You know what I would like to do someday, Salk?
Yes.
I'd like to just plant you in one of our studios here. And what's that show again? I always screw it up. Agent Orange, or where they pry the guy's eyes open.
Clockwork Orange, Brock.
Okay,
Agent Orange was like the
gas
chemical
in
gas
Vietnam.
that used in Vietnam.
That's bad. Clockwork Orange.
A Clockwork Orange, yes.
I would love to just sit you in a chair.
No.
Strap you down.
No.
Clockwork Orange. Prop your eyes and ears open, and you have to watch all 4 hours of that show. Because it is the antithesis of you. It is like, oh, you see these guys? Oh, whoa, they're good. They're a problem. Like, it is so funny. And I understand why the Gen Z loves it. It's like, boom. Like, oh, do you see this? Yeah, Pat, I've seen it. I've, kind of watched it for a long time. Like they're breaking news that this team's good and this player's good.
Everything is breaking.
Yes,
oh, my God. Guess what's happening now? Oh, my Lord. Did you know Patrick Mahomes can make off-schedule throws?
It would drive you
all right, well, then let's go old school, because Bill Simmons, who's now old school, even though he was once a disruptor, he's pretty high in the Seahawks, too.
They're 6-2, could be 8-0. They were first in DVOA heading into this game, and this was the best game they put all year. Darnold's on a heater. You look at their schedule the rest of the way, it's a pretty cream puffy schedule. And I think there's a real case now for them to be the 1 seed. I think they're better than the Rams. Like, if on a neutral field, I would pick the Seahawks.
Well, then we're going to get an opportunity to see that, right? I mean, we're going to get to see them twice. Once here, once there, and we'll find out who the better team is over the course of, the last 10 games of this season, 9 games of the season. But, I mean, people are starting to figure it out. They're starting to realize that this is a really good team. And I got more sound from Chris Long and John Middlecoff and Colin Cowherd, and maybe we'll play even more of that a little bit later, Brock. But just kind of thinking about them last night as I was writing and seeing some of those numbers. There really are some great numbers. I mean, the defense we've talked about a lot. Top 5 in points allowed. They're second in stopping the run. They're tied for third in sacks. But even better, they're second in sack yardage lost. Right, so they forced that much yardage to be lost. They're fourth in interceptions. So the defense is, top 5 in all of these huge categories. And so you think, like, all right, well, they must be a defensive team. Well, maybe. The offense is top 5 in points. The quarterback is third in passer rating. The top receiver leads the league in yards by like 1,000 extra yards and is on pace for $2,000. I mean, like, they're fifth in both. They are as well balanced as any team in the league. Denver probably has the best defense right now. You think Denver's offense is as good as the Seahawks right now?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
So like you go back and forth with these teams, and maybe that's why I get a little annoyed at the number 9 in the power rankings. Like, yeah, I think the Bills are great. I don't know that they have a better defense than the Seahawks have. Do you?
No, they've just got resume for longer and a track record for longer.
And I'm not taking shots at them. They're probably deserving of the number 1
But I think
thing here.
Hearing that sound and listening to you, Salk, here's, I think, just a 30,000-foot level. I think this team, the Seahawks team, is starting to appeal to a large audience. It's going to appeal to the stat monkers out there. It's going to appeal to the analytics. And, there's lots of those that were, not just off the charts. And I'll give you one of them in Blue 88 that was like legitimately off the charts when it comes to the deeper dive into the DVOAs and, all of that. So it appeals to that community. It appeals to, I think, just the football schemers that are like, man, Mike Macdonald does some cool freaking stuff.
Yeah.
Like he really calls a great game. And man, Clint Kubiak, he might be McVay Shanahan light. Like they're doing a lot. Like the football junkies love the tape. And then the big uglies at the line of scrimmage, the appeal to them. I mean, and by the way, now we got a few stars. Like this JSN is a star.
We'll have Daniel Jeremiah on later. His podcast partner for Move the Sticks, Bucky Brooks, has his Fox top 10 power rankings this week, and he has the Seahawks at number 5.
Yeah, I think that's what it feels like to me. I don't know that I would have them too much higher than that. I think it's fair to look at a few of these teams and the resume is longer. I'm not trying to just be a homer, but I do see them higher than 9. I do think somewhere in that 5-6 range is
he
about.
has the Rams at 6 behind them.
Yeah, all right. I mean, like I kind of, and they're probably neck and neck, and we're going to find out which of these two teams is better, and both of them are pretty well balanced. The Rams have a good offense and a good defense. The Seahawks have a good offense and a good defense.
But
Brock,
what
last
separates
question
you at 9 from 5? Right, or 3 or 2 versus
Might
18 and 20 and 25,
or
like
exposure.
Yeah,
it might just be that. All right, Brock. Last thing here, and then we'll do Blue 88. I will take your challenge. And watch as much of Pat McAfee's show.
No chance.
As long as at the same time you watch A Clockwork Orange, and we see who lasts longer.
Oh, the movie Clockwork Orange?
Yeah, you have to sit and watch the movie Clockwork Orange with the way they talk and the violence and all of it.
Who is the? I've seen little spurts of that.
I don't think it's really anybody. It's
really?
Yeah, I mean it's a Kubrick movie, but I don't think I don't think the star. It's like all. I think it's mostly no names if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen.
There's no
it in
like
ages.
perverse nudity and crazy stuff like that. Is
There might be. Yeah, it's a little perverse. It's a perverse movie, a perverse book. So I'll watch Pat McAfee if you watch A Clockwork Orange, and then we can both accurately comment on them. Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of. Malcolm McDowell was the star. It was not big names.
No.
I mean, it's also from like 1971. It's a pretty old movie.
What's the thesis of it?
It's a commentary, Brock. It's a satire.
Okay.
It's a great satire. You got to read it. You got to watch it. That's all I can tell you. Question number 1. Let me play you this sound. I know you like this and kind of want some more of
and
this.
Sorry, Maura, I sent my text out before reading the Soundhound's email because, of course, she'd already cut this. Like, come on. Am I going to find something that the Soundhound hasn't sniffed around the market for?
Oh, like Maura didn't comment on that at 6:05 this morning,
Yes.
Brock. I think she was well aware.
Great.
He asked what stood out about your Blue 88 question.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She was like, the fact that he sent sound that I'd already sent over? Like, yeah, no. The Soundhound.
Oh, my God.
Did she say it like that?
No.
It was more the like, we're going to need to roll this in. I'm like,
That's
already done.
What kind of dog did we say you were last week? A
Saluki.
Saluki. That's not how Salukis sound. They're too
What do they
graceful.
sound like?
I don't know,
Very
but you
elegant.
sound like a bulldog, and that's
They
not
sound like
Maura.
this.
No, I don't think so. I think
Carry on.
I think they're quiet dogs. Here's DeMarcus Lawrence talking about his head coach, Mike Macdonald.
He's a calculated hothead.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is he's so dialed into what's going on, situations in the game that we can trust him as a defense to get us lined up and just send us.
I like that.
A calculated hothead?
Calculated hothead. We don't see the second part of that. We feel and talk to and sense the calculating part every Monday, right? With every answer, he's going to think it through and be thoughtful and try to calculate the best way to answer for the team and to be thoughtful and to be honest and all of it. Very calculating. Hothead? Can you picture him as a hothead? And if so, for me, if we were to get a little bit of that picture, now I've heard stories about accountability and you don't do your job and you come in out of shape and you do those things. You're gonna feel that Harbaugh, like, yeah, I can't win with you. I can't even look at you. I can't unsee that from you. But hothead, I think, is more from to himself. Like, I'm ticked at myself for that and get hot at like not making the right call and not putting my guys in the right position because he truly does believe if he calculates right, they're going to dominate. And I think that hothead is not like, when I think of a hothead, I think of an irrational, emotionally hijacked, out of control. I don't sense any of that other than he gets hot if he doesn't feel like he's done his job as well as he can.
All right, question number 2. Well, I just gave you a few Seahawks rankings, Brock. As you start looking at actual stats, what jumps out?
Well, I think we've become more accustomed to hearing the word WRC plus. Our audience has an understanding of that with baseball that tries to take in all the data and average it out to the stadium, to your peers, to all of it, right? And give you a percentage of how much better you are or worse you are than a league average player, right? WRC plus tries to encapsulate all that. DVOA is probably the closest thing you can do defensively to that in from an algorithm and statistics.
Sure.
And defensive value over the average. All right, this is the average play, down and distance, play type, and everything else, and this is what the average defense does. So through 8 games.
Okay.
The Seahawks have the 4th best DVOA, not in the league, but since 1978.
What?
Not in the league. Not this year. Not in the league.
Come on.
We're talking the 85 Bears, the 91 Redskins, and the 07 Patriots. That's it.
This is just defense?
This is DVOA, yes.
Just defense?
Yep.
Doesn't include offense?
4th best since
defensive
1978.
DVOA.
Yes. Since 1978.
I mean,
that's elite.
Well,
that's elite.
That doesn't feel right. I got to be honest. Like, I believe you. That doesn't feel quite. I mean, they've been really good. I'm excited about
and
that.
And that is, by the way, can you imagine? That is with the Tampa Bay game, where they gave up 38 points and Baker was nearly perfect. You take that game out, Salky, the other 7.
I don't know, man. That doesn't feel right. I like what they've done. I'm really excited about the defense. I don't mean to make that a shot. It's not. 5th all time, 4th all time.
Since 78.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
All right.
That's going to be a bit
pretty
stretch for
number.
me.
Yes.
Question number 3.
Look, the numbers are the numbers. The data's the data. What do you want from me?
Well, I don't know. Does that feel right to you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Seen some pretty good defenses.
It's pretty extraordinary.
Doesn't feel quite right, but they've been really good. Again, it's not a shot. Trade deadline today, Brock.
Yeah, I think they're going to make some moves. I think there is a lot of chatter out there, right? This is a little bit like the draft, that acquisition phase where there is so much conversation, so much back and forth. John Schneider told Rabel before the game at the Indiana college game he was at with all the other scouts. They're talking and they're trying to figure out ways to make things work. Now, will it be? I really don't. Like, it pinned me down. Myles Garrett's not going to move. Max Crosby's not going to move. Financially, those things are so prohibitive. Will Cincinnati come to their senses? I don't know. It's Cincinnati. Cincinnati's thinking, man, if we play any defense whatsoever, we're scoring almost 40 points a game, and Joe Burrow could come back. So, they're thinking they're still alive in a division with nobody running away from it. So, it takes 2. Seahawks want a tango. They want to add to this team. I know that definitively, and I can say that very clearly. They would like to largely keep their team intact and find a way to add a few pieces here or there that over the course of a long season with injuries would really benefit them. Is that receiver? Is that corner? Is that safety? Is that linebacker? We'll see. I think they would like to add by 1 o'clock today. Market conditions will play a role in that.
All right, there you go. That is today's Blue 88 every morning at 7:45. And yeah, that's
by the way,
about 5 hours until the deadline, Brock.
By the way, speaking of DVOA, I think there's many folks that had this online yesterday. As far as like odds go to win the Super Bowl based on your DVOA, offensively and defensively, the Seahawks are the odds-on favorite. Because of their efficiency, to your point, of being top 5 in both offensively and defensively, that right now they've got the best percentage to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I get it. Still feels a little
How do they feel
much.
compared? I know we don't need to come up with a new nickname and do any of that. How do they just frankly compare to the 13 and 14 Seahawks defense.
Well, I mean,
maybe that would be a fun little
just
exercise.
watching them, they don't quite look like they're as dominant. They've been really, really good.
It'd be kind of a fun little exercise. Would you take this guy or this guy? You put together your playground
They're built
team.
so differently. I think that's the thing. Is like, and this is what I put in my note last night, like, or my story, SeattleSports.com. Like, they're built from the front back. The other team is built from the back front, and so they play different styles, and they have different types of coaches, like different era. I don't know, man. I'm just. We'll be right back, Brock. It's time. I know you hate my lists. I know I'm now I'm trying to get back in the good graces, so I'm soliciting help this time. I'm not just going to make a list by myself. I need your help. Next on Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob.
Sam Darnold has been sacked just 9 times this year.
Every afternoon at 2.
How much of that do you put on the pass protection he's getting versus how quickly he's getting rid of the ball?
The offensive line's doing their job, but I would say hitting a spot like 35, 40 yards downfield that's so tiny. I mean, that is really impressive, but the most rare talent to me is a guy who can move around the pocket and keep his eyes downfield.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
And intelligent Wi-Fi. And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hey, it's Dave Wyman, and before you make that decision, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Why? Because he gives it to you straight. Dr. Wagner said my right knee needs replacement, and I appreciate his honesty and expertise. My left knee is fine right now, but the minute it isn't, I'm heading to Dr. Wagner for his expert opinion. I want to avoid another surgery, and I've heard so many patients rave about results from their 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner. He's a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience and has performed more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy without pain and without surgery. Whether it's a shoulder, hip, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Selling cars is a really easy business. It's complicated by really bad dealers. And why do we do that? Well, because we think that the less information we give and the more that we can dictate it on our terms, the more profitable we'll be. And what we found is that this is the exact opposite. The easier we make it, the more information we give, the more comfortable customers are in doing business with us. Now, that one transaction, we might make a little bit less on, but it's not the one. It's that one that leads to the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. It's not the one individual. He's like, but you never get to the spouse, the parents, the kids, the friends, if you don't take care of them first.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person. Or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to see you on the interview.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello!
All right, this isn't fair. 509 is saying, Salk, I waited. The build-up for question 3 at 6:15 was so awful. I waited all morning for what? Nothing. Well, that's because Brock killed it at 7 o'clock. I kind of went through that already. Brock made it seem like maybe they were going to get Myles Garrett, and then he totally poo-pooed it. So it was I'm sorry. I was taken. I was a sucker on this one. I'm just a patsy.
You're like that gopher dog when I ride my mountain bike, which I don't do anymore much because I've fallen twice.
Yeah, I'm always
but
done with you.
they hear the vibrations, a big boy coming, and they pop their head out. I knew when I sent that Myles Garrett, all I had to do was send the name. He popped up off your pillow late last night. Like, there's a chance. Is he saying there's a chance? Does he have a little intel, a little inside information? And then just go right back in your hole, okay? And give me your list. Go ahead and give me now your most irreplaceable Seahawk list.
Well, it's not my list yet. I'm looking for help. I think I've got like a 7 guys that kind of jump to mind here as being very hard to replace, but I'm seeking input and help from the rest of you guys.
All right.
I have number 1 is Sam Darnold, what he's doing, the position he plays, the drop off to Drew Lock. Sam Darnold's the most irreplaceable Seahawk right now, and it's probably not all that close. That's not that interesting. Oh, yes. Didn't realize that was. I didn't know that's what that song was called.
Come on, Saul.
That song's called Irreplaceable?
Everybody knows that.
I've heard that song about 1 million times. I didn't know that's what it was called.
Is that Beyonce?
Yeah. I knew it was Beyonce.
Good job, Brock.
Yeah.
Did I just nail that?
You did. Yeah, very impressive. We're all shocked. We're all shocked.
Go buy a Mega Millions ticket today,
Yeah,
baby.
no, I saw Beyonce. She kept interrupting this Jay-Z concert I went to. So anyway, all right. So most irreplaceable. Number 1, Sam Darnold. Pretty easy.
Okay.
Number 2, I think it's JSN.
And by the way, Sam up to 5th in the MVP odds.
Yeah.
If you're keeping track.
He's
of
playing
that.
great.
5th.
And you know, the drop off is enormous. Number 2, I think, is JSN with the issues that Cooper Kupp has had, staying healthy, and sort of where he's at in his career at this point. You look at the rest of the receiver room; they did a great job this past weekend. But I was watching, was it Ben Fennell? Did you see any of the stuff he did on the gravity of JSN and how many ways he pulls defenders towards him and opens things up for other people? And I was really hard. As much as I hate to put a wide receiver second on this list, because I'm not all about the wide receiver position, I just think the drop-off from JSN would be so huge. I don't know how you don't put him number 2, because what does it look like without him right now?
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. And the way they utilize him, to Ben's point, in the backfield even, motion, every spot of every formation, a threat. Yeah, hard to imagine this team without the best receiver going in the NFL right now.
Okay, so I got those two, 1 and 2, and I think that feels about right.
Okay.
Now it starts getting iffy. Number 3.
I'm sorry, is this irreplaceable or intriguing?
No, this is just irreplaceable.
This irreplaceable.
Yeah, we already intriguing is before the year. That's about storylines. This is about what happens if they're not there. What does it look like if they're out for the rest of the year? I think it's Charles Cross. Like, if Charles Cross goes out for the year, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it's, Josh Jones is the next guy. So I think he's such an important position, and we never talk about him. I don't know whether he certainly doesn't seem like he's doing a bad job.
Yeah, and you're not going to move Abe Lucas to left tackle.
No.
He's your right tackle. So you're not like, I'm going to flip Abe over there, and we're just going to kind of play with butts. By the way, poor Daniel Jeremiah. You see what happened to the Chargers?
No.
Rashawn Slater in preseason blows out his patellar. Yes, Joe Alt now done for the year. Multiple high ankle. Even Bobby Hart, who we mentioned on our show last week.
You lose Charles Cross.
4th tackle.
I think that would be a major problem. So I have Charles Cross number 3, but I am not. I think there's
Leonard's got to be 4, right?
Well, that's who I have 4th. Yeah, and I feel like I could go either way with those two.
That's right.
The only reason I would have Cross ahead of Leonard Williams is just because of the replacement options. I mean, at least at defensive line, you're rotating through guys. You've gotten nice contributions from Mike Morris and Peely and other guys there. Like, I feel like you could handle it for a couple of games. Look, you lose either of those two guys for the season, it would be devastating, obviously. But I just think the nature of an NFL roster is that you're just deeper at defensive line than you are.
Yeah, there's more supply there than there are offensive line, no question. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think this is good.
So those are 3 and 4.
We're doing a good job of verbally processing.
Yeah, well, I felt like we needed it. Yeah. Number 5, unfortunately, Brock, is the guy who's missing right now, and that's Ernest Jones. Now, I could see an argument. I got 2 or 3 other guys here that I think you could put in here. In fact, maybe I'll give you the next 3, and you can help me put these 4 into order. Okay. Ernest Jones, I had 5, but I'm open to changing that. Abe Lucas, 6. Same reasoning as with Cross. I just don't have anybody else, really. I got Gray Zabel 7th because with all the problems you've got at right guard, what if you were to then lose Gray Zabel? Like, then what does your offensive line look like? And then 8th is the guy we saw what it looked like without him, and it didn't go very well, and that's DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yes.
So those would be my next 4. Again, that's the order I have them in.
Yeah.
I think actually watching Tyrese Knight and Drake Thomas, I mean, those are both guys who have played now. So in theory, I should move Ernest Jones down a little bit. Yeah. But I didn't love the way things looked without Ernest Jones in that game. I felt like it did. I was really glad they had like a 31-point lead or whatever it was when he got hurt.
Yeah, I think playing the pass, they'll be okay. Honestly, I don't think you'd feel a ton of that difference. I think with Ernest, it's those run fits, right? It's just the size. It's the stopping power. It is. Hey, man, and we've seen it multiple times this year that, when he hits, you stop. And I think with just the size of Drake and even Tyrese, like you hit, you get carried, right? Some of those leaky hidden yards. So I understand that. Cheapers. But, man, we saw what this team looked like even without DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just evidence.
Evidence certainly shows it.
It was Baker. It was Tampa. It was good offense, elite offense.
Yeah, Mike put a lot of the blame on himself, and he didn't like his game plan and all that.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I honestly, I could throw those 4 in any order. But those would be my next 4. Ernest Jones, Abe Lucas, Gray Zabel, DeMarcus Lawrence. Probably got to have DeMarcus Lawrence a little higher.
You know what this exercise teaches you right here, too? You're built exactly the way you should be built. Right? With, 1, 2, 3, 4, more than half 5 of them being all line of scrimmage, where you want your team built, where you want your best resources, your most valuable, your most talented players to be there at the line of scrimmage, offensively and defensively. And then at the very top, sprinkle in your quarterback and just game-breaking, game-changing wide receiver.
Now, it does tell you, though, also what else you could be looking for in trades today. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this by this morning is like, okay, you've got your backup quarterback. That's probably not going to change. Could you use some depth at wide receiver? Yeah.
Yes.
I think that really shows up when you do this exercise of like,
One
okay.
of these Miami guys, Waddle, going to be available. We've seen some of these names.
Isn't Waddle good? Like, what happened to him? Wasn't he, like, really good a couple of years ago? And he was still young. Like, has he just totally fallen off?
They haven't had a lot of continuity because of how often Tua gets hurt.
Man, I don't know whether he fits what they need or not. I don't know enough about him to tell you, but I always thought he was a really good player. I would not have any problems seeing Jalen Waddle show up here.
I want speed. I want somebody like it. I
thought he was more of a possession guy. He's more of a speed guy.
He's pretty twitched up.
All right. Well, do that.
41 catches for 586 yards and 4 touchdowns this year.
I mean, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I like Jalen Waddle a lot. I don't know what you have to give up at this point to get him. More help on the offensive line, clearly. And then, if there is an opportunity at linebacker, I would think that would be another spot where, you'd be looking. So 206 says, how is Leo not on that list? Well, he is. He was number 4. I think we talked through that, but thank you for jumping in. All right.
Well, you called him Leonard. He wanted Leo.
Oh, he wanted Leo. Oh, I'm sorry. Going with the full name, Leonard Williams.
Yes. Yeah,
you wanted Leo Williams.
That's right.
He's 8th. Leonard Williams is 4th. Leo Williams is actually just inside the top 10. We'll come back with everything you need to know next. I'm going to play you that sound again, Brock. It's going to drive me crazy a 3rd time today. It's coming up. I'm Brock and Salk.
The NFL trade deadline is here. Today at 1 p.m.
Something is going on in Seattle.
I've been screaming linebacker.
Seattle would be a team to watch.
I think we're looking at it through the lens of, is this going to help our team now and in the future?
Will the Hawks make moves? Find out here first.
Schneider and Macdonald, they don't sit on their hands.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Go inside the rumor mill and every move at seattlesports.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here, and we just got done talking about our football team, and guys, we don't want to lose to injury, but you don't have to play pro sports, pro football to know about injury and know about pain. I know that many of you hear my voice on this Tuesday morning, and you wake up with really painful joints from arthritis, and it affects you. It affects it. Hard to do anything in quality of life. You're just miserable. You're sitting in pain. Well, if that's the case, then please reach out to my buddy, my friend, Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. 425-823-4000. 425-823-4000. He has seen so many of you, patients, that's suffering from chronic joint pain, and don't let it stop you from enjoying your life. Consider Dr. Nelson the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques. Many have jumped aboard the regenerative medicine train over the last decade, not Dr. Nelson. This has been his heart and his passion for over 30 years. And yeah, he's got a lot of tools in his tool bag, stem cell therapy, PRP. He's got it all. So if you're in pain and it's affecting your quality of life, call Dr. Nelson this morning, 425-823-4000, or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Seaport Airlines. If airport slowdowns and delays have you rethinking your trip, well, there's an easier way to fly. Seaport Airlines flies TSA free with service between Portland Business Aviation and Seattle's Boeing Field. No delays, no stress. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone. taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Are you in pain? This is Dave Wyman, and if you're experiencing pain in your shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, or knee, do what my friend and co-host Bob Stelton did and go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
It's been a huge game changer. After 13 years of jiu-jitsu, I had a lot of issues with my hip. It was bad, so I'd heard a ton of patients raving about the results from their 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner, so I had to check it out. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. Now, people with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back to doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery.
Whether it's a hip like Bob had, a shoulder, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Now people want to know where the big cat is on the list, Brock. Yeah, we got Leonard Williams at 4, Leo at 8. The big cat's just outside the top 10. I don't know
Truly,
what to tell
didn't
you.
his tongue look like a lion? Like those National Geographic movies and shows back in the day? Like that thing was scary.
Well, can they get him some help, Brock? NFL trade deadline. We are under 5 hours, 4 hours, 45 minutes or so from now, and we're just waiting to see if the Seahawks are going to get something done.
Or anything in the market happening.
Yeah, we got yesterday. A little something. We got the Bengals and Cowboys making a deal late last night. Logan Wilson, the linebacker, goes from Cincinnati to Dallas for a 7th-round pick. So
7th.
Yeah, Jerry was. Well, he's been benched.
He's really
basically.
bragging. Jerry was bragging about that deal. I got to feel that.
Did you hear Joe Buck take a shot at Jerry and Stephen A. last night? That was hilarious. That was like the funniest. This is the only good part of that game. Like, he sees Jerry and Stephen A., and Stephen A. gets up after some Cowboy sack or something bad. Joe goes, Stephen A.'s out of here. Time to go post on social media or something. For whatever reason, it just cracked me up. I love Joe. He's so funny. He is in his just don't care mode, man.
Yep.
Like, he'll say whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and he does not care about the repercussions. I love it. All right, so will something get done today? Here was Adam Schefter yesterday making it sound like there could be something big.
They also have a lot of young talent that they're going to have to pay here in the future years. So they've got Jackson Smith and Jigba, who they're going to want to pay.
Yeah.
They've got Charles Cross, their left tackle, who they're going to want to pay. They've got Devin Witherspoon, who they're going to want to pay. So you can't pay everybody. which is why we're seeing the names Boye Mafe and Reek Woolen.
Now, can't they afford to pay some of a little more because they have not gone crazy paying their quarterback?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it just kind of depends on what JSN.
They can pay a lot of those guys, man. They can pay them. Everybody.
I mean, if they wanted to, yes.
Right.
If they were absolutely game changing, different, yes, of course they
can pay them all if they really wanted to. We'll see how it goes. Seahawks have Arizona.
They can, but do they want to?
Well, that's a different conversation. Seahawks have Arizona on Sunday.
They look good last night, man.
They look a lot better when Kyler Murray's not their quarterback.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett has got a little Sam Darnold. Get the ball out, get it on time, get it to the
game manager, can run a little bit.
That's right. Defensively, that's where a lot of their resources and monies have been spent.
Yep.
Obviously, at all three levels. Seriously, Calais Campbell was a problem in the first matchup. And he was a problem, just swallowed up Dak and that Dallas O-line multiple times with the game on the line in the fourth quarter last night. And that Arizona team, through 3 quarters of every game this year, could very easily be 6-2. They've been a disaster finishing games. Finally got it done last night, and I'm with you. I'm kind of glad they won. I'm kind of glad that, they're
got to be taken seriously this week before you play LA.
That those Seahawks Seahawks put the tape on and go, oh, that's right. Oh, and by the way, these guys did come and close it out, and we had a last-second field goal to beat them the first time in their place.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Mariners, you would hope, would be rewarded in the off-season award.
No Gold Gloves.
Nope, no Gold Gloves. Probably have some. There could be some Silver Sluggers in there. We'll see. Certainly at the catcher position, you would hope. But they got a shot at a couple big awards next week. Cal, of course, one of 3 finalists for AL MVP, along with Aaron Judge and Jose Ramirez.
Isn't that Friday? Didn't it come out Friday?
I think
I thought it was November 7th.
That's what I thought it was, but then I was reading yesterday that it's actually next week. I think it might be Tuesday next week or Thursday. I don't know. Trying to figure out when baseball's going to do this. You have to have you have to be Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Thursday, November 13th.
Yeah, they just keep pushing it back.
What the heck was November 7th?
I don't know. That's what it said. And then they're like, no, we've changed our mind. Now it's the 13th. Maybe the 20th when it's all said and done.
Calculating votes. Deloitte and Touche.
If I know Major League Baseball, they'll release this the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, just to make sure that nobody gets to know who wins any of these stupid awards.
So Cal's 1 of 3 with Jose and Judge.
He is, and how cool is it that the national media, like Tom Verducci, has just discovered how hard it is to be a catcher?
He changed my mind a little bit watching him in the postseason every day. When you watch him every day, you realize what he goes through. Handling the pitching staff, calling a game. He controls the game like Yadi Molina. Taking foul balls day after day, 119 games he caught. You saw a picture there of Cal fully extended. I talked to his dad. He said the difference, we taught his kid the distance between the nose and the barrel, right? That distance is extension. That is the whole key to his power. He's got some of the best extension I've seen since Mark McGwire. And that kind of power.
I appreciate the extension stuff. That's fine, but the first part of that, honestly, gets under my skin. Like, what are we talking about? Come on.
Watch him every day, Saul. Got a chance to finally.
I mean,
seriously.
There was no way to watch him before that.
Do you know how hard it is to watch a Korean baseball league at 4 in the morning, Saul? It's hard to do.
He had no ability to watch him
Pretty
until
much what
finally he was able to see him a little bit there, Brock, at the playoffs when he was alerted to the presence of Cal Raleigh and found out that catchers actually have a hard job.
And by the way, the other Dan Wilson, the other finalist for Manager of the Year with Vogt and Schneider out of Toronto, and that little number. Speaking of things that he did manage well, because we talked about it a lot. 119 games a catcher for Cal? That's about right.
Yeah, it turned out to be about right. Yeah, when it was all said and done.
It was all said and done.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Nice win for the Kraken last night. Honestly,
first place, Kraken.
Yeah, one of their most complete games of the season. They're in first place despite having a dead even goal differential. They've given up exactly the same number that they've scored, but they found ways to win or at least get points in a lot of these games. 3-1 last night. Alexiak scored early. Then Matty Beniers and Jordan Eberle had the second 2 goals, and they win 3-1. They got San Jose tomorrow night. Go see Macklin Celebrini come in. He is really good. Number 1 pick, 2024 draft. That is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Yeah.
One other thing you'll notice when you watch the McAfee show for 4 hours is how AJ just stares at the camera. I don't know how he does it. He can just look at the camera without picking his nose, without putting his hands in his face, without blink. He's got an unbelievable talent. So I'm just kind of teeing up your 4-hour experience. You're going to really, really enjoy it. So I think DJ jumps on that show every once in a while. Maybe
does he?
You can ask him about that too. Yeah, I think he does.
I don't want to be put in the position of being like a Pat McAfee show hater. That's not fair. That's not who I am. That's not who I am.
That's not who you are.
I'm probably not the target
not a hater
demo
at all.
No,
and that dude is smart. He's
killing it.
Yeah, he knows exactly how to get an audience.
But I'm not looking to be at war with Pat McAfee or anything here. Like I totally respect what he does. It just that show is probably not designed for me.
And Agent Orange, probably not from our Clockwork Orange, probably not for me.
I'd like to come up with a list of 10 movies not designed for Brock. I think it would be
I know
easy
one of
to
them.
do.
Molly and I walked out of it. I think the same ridiculous
Tom Cruise
director.
and Nicole Kidman.
Yes. Whatever that crap was.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yes.
Brock and Molly walked out.
Same
Couldn't
director.
handle it.
Kubrick or whatever his name is?
I think that is Stanley Kubrick, yeah.
Is it really?
I think it might be.
Out. We're out of here.
Peace. No more. We're leaving. Daniel Jeremiah probably would have done the same thing. He joins us next on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
You and I got into a debate. They needed to make a statement. You were like, they're a good team that's kind of flown under the radar, but I think they like that.
To me, I use the word like signature win. I guess you can't make a statement, but I like signature. I like that because signature win is like, all right, be the team you're supposed to beat, like dominate this game. We want to feel like this game is over by halftime, and that's what they did.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710. Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
All right, guys, let's talk about Snoqualmie Casino. If you don't know yet what to do this weekend, where to watch games, where to hang out, where to get a room for the night, where to eat some great food at an awesome sports bar, the answer to all of those questions is Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. They've done such a great job with what they've built. The new hotel is amazing. Loved the whole indoor-outdoor pool deal. Just incredible. Go check out more, snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed, and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit prosculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's prosculpt.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Eric Johnson here. I covered a lot of accidents over the past 30 years or so, but I never got to say much about what to do after a crash. Be honest, do you know what evidence to collect, what pictures to take, what documents to request, or what you shouldn't say to your insurance company? The Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the roads throw at them. Know your rights and how to avoid common mistakes after an accident by getting your free copy at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
This hour is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
He's Daniel Jeremiah.
I think he's really, really good.
And he's with Brock and Salk every week during the NFL season.
He could win an MVP.
Daniel's really smart. Daniel's probably the best in the business.
It's time for the Daniel Jeremiah Show, presented by Marquee Data.
Yes, it is our time with DJ every week, and now this will be the permanent time here moving forward, Tuesdays at 8:30, and I hope we have DJ. I hope he's recovered from seeing the Dodgers win. I know it had to be traumatic and awful, and the twists and turns. It was, at least it was a great series, and that Game 7 was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was awesome series. It was great baseball, and I was in Nashville for the Chargers game, and it was getting kind of late at night, and that's why I think that God just shined down on me, because he got me to the point where he was like, "But wouldn't you like to go to bed?" And I was like, "You know what? Yep, I'm okay with them winning." That's what it took for me to be okay with the Dodgers winning. And then I was talking to somebody in baseball, and they had a great line, which was, yeah, I mean, the Warriors, Kevin Durant, like they're supposed to win. Like, don't be upset about that. Like they just completely stacked the deck.
I can't even talk to you today. If people are watching on video, it is so hard to talk to DJ today. I'm looking at him on video, and if you know DJ, and if you watched this before, and you can always watch this on YouTube, and you know that DJ looks a little bit like Justin Thomas, the golfer. The shirt you're wearing today is like, no, not just any golf shirt. That is like Justin Thomas's wardrobe. Like, you went in and rated it. That is as Justin Thomas's shirt as you could find. You're now just playing into it, right?
Well, I'll tell you this. I get to play Augusta next week.
Whoa.
I'm literally playing Augusta next week. So I'm trying to get my mind in a good golf frame of mind. So I'm wearing golf clothes. I'm thinking, I'm just trying to keep that vibe going.
What?
So I just had, my dad happened to have a friend who's lives down there and is a member down there, and he's asked me to do it like the last 3 years, and I've literally just started playing golf 3 years ago, and I'm like, I'm not good, and I'm not good enough. And then finally, I was like, I don't know how many times I'm going to get offered this. I better accept it.
Better say yes.
So, yeah, it's going to be butt cold. It's going to be like in the high 30s, low 40s. I suck in 80-degree weather, so I don't know how that's going to work out.
What is butt cold?
Yeah. Well, 30s. I think you just heard it.
It's
Brock.
very cold.
I think you heard it. All right. Let's talk some football. It's trade deadline day. There's a ton of cool stuff to discuss. Let me start here before we get to the trade deadline. How many Super Bowl contenders are there? We're almost halfway through the year. How many legitimate Super Bowl contenders are there in the NFL? And obviously the follow-up question to that will be, are the Seahawks one of them? But how many do you think there are?
Well, I'll answer the second part. Yes, the Seahawks are absolutely one of them. And I think I would say there's more this year, just because I don't think there's a team, this isn't a year where you're looking at a Chiefs team. We've seen them at times, be undefeated at this point in the year, or, even Philly's got off to some incredible starts and they looked a little bit like a juggernaut. I don't think we have that this year. So I would say there's anywhere from, 8 to 9, maybe even stretch it to 10. I think there's more this year than we would have in a normal year.
And the Seahawks in that grouping?
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. I've kind of had them as a team that I thought's the most complete. And by the way, I know we have other stuff to cover and talking about trade deadline, but Brock, you got me so excited when you texted me this morning and about this whole top 7 Seahawks thing. And I want to layer beyond that, which I'm excited to get to. But
look at TJ. I just said, hey, heads up.
Gave me homework right before class started.
I said, we're just talking about most irreplaceable Seahawks. It may come up.
It's an old exercise. Yeah, Brock and I have done this exercise every year. Or I think I remember doing it all the way back, talking Earl Thomas at some point and saying, hey, he might be the most.
Zach Thomas or Zach Miller, the tight end. Yeah. We did it all the way back in 10 and 11.
Yeah, just look, because it takes into account not just how good the player is, but also what you have behind them, the importance of the position. Like, what would you do if you lost? All right, so did you sketch out a most irreplaceable?
Did he do that? He did even more.
What'd you get?
I did this first part of it, and then I'm curious to see where we go, because it is a balance between that of what's behind him and how would you survive, the importance of the position. We used to do this in training camp every year when I was scouting. We would sit there and go through literally all 32 teams. And my buddy who I worked with for a while at NFL Network, he would do the exercise. He called it the Jenga piece. Like, if you pulled this piece out, that the whole thing would collapse. So it's a great fun exercise. So I put down my 7, and it kind of, it's, I'm curious to see where you guys landed on it. But obviously I started with Sam because it's the quarterback and you start there. I went to JSN number 2. I went to Leonard Williams number 3. I went to his running mate Byron Murphy as number 4. I went with, and this is about the importance of the position as much as anything else, I went with Cross at number 5. And this is where it became challenging, because I had 4 guys for 2 spots. But I ended up going, for me, and I'm saying like this, to win a championship, I think you need these 2 guys, and you need these 2 guys to play at a high level. I went Eamon Warrior and Spoon as my 6 and 7.
All right. Well, we start off similar, and then it changes quite a bit.
I had Zabel and Lucas were my next 2.
There you go.
Yeah, see, that's where we went. So, yeah, we both agreed on Sam and JSN. I had Cross 3rd, and Leo 4th, but Brock and I kind of talked through it. We're like, yeah, it could go either way. We kind of had them both in that range. And maybe the reasoning on Cross ahead of Leonard is just what you have behind him. Like, they got enough of a rotation at defensive line to survive short term without Leonard Williams. I don't know what happens if Charles Cross goes out. Like, I don't know what that looks like.
Oh, no, he got hurt. Joe Alt. No, he got hurt. Rashawn Slater. No, he got hurt.
Yeah, what happens?
8 and 9.
Yeah.
There with the Chargers right now.
I don't know what Josh Jones looks like in a game. I know that's the direction they'd go, but that would make me pretty nervous. It's interesting that you went with Murphy and Eamon Warrior and Spoon. We've seen it without Eamon Warrior and Spoon.
Yeah, but I to me, to get where you want to go, to get through the gauntlet, I think you need to have your guys that can play at a blue chip level, that can make difference-making plays in those big games. And those guys, you can survive it's just like we've talked about it with the baseball thing, like there's the 162 player and then there's the playoff player. And I think when you get in the NFL playoffs, you need your difference makers. I think those guys can be major difference makers.
The one name, because we then had Zabel and DeMarcus Lawrence, because we saw what it looked like without DeMarcus, and it was not pretty. The one guy that I think we had on here that you did not mention at all is Ernest Jones. And just, again, some of that is what's the depth behind him. Seeing him
we watched this defense without linebackers for some years.
Yeah.
We watched it even the first 7 games of last year without a linebacker that fit Mike Macdonald, without the run fit, without the voice, without settling down the second level. And it was a little scary operation at times without a linebacker within this scheme and what Mike asks of it.
No, he's a really good player. I can't fight you on that one. I probably went a little more with the traditional value of the position, and that's why you don't see the running backs on them. Or you don't see
why Byron Murphy over Jaron Reed? Out of curiosity.
To me, I think he run and pass is such a difference maker, and I think he plays off Leonard so well. I think their skill sets match up so well with one another. So,
could you go into a little more? What does that mean to have their skill sets match up?
Well, I just think you've got Leonard can be a bull, who is just so powerful and can be a bull and move guys around. And Byron Murphy can win on edges of blockers. Like he can use his quickness, and he can still leverage obviously underneath guys and those things. But I think it's like you've got kind of the big physical, bull for lack of a better words, and you've got the quickness of Murphy to kind of play off of that. You want to run games, anything you want to do. I think they marry up very well together. Whereas Jaron, to me, is he's a lesser version of Leonard. Like they're similar, a little more similar in terms of physical structure and play style.
Did you get home in time to watch this game Sunday night? 'Cause I know most of the time, you're busy and games on same time and you're watching all the All-22 and the coaching tape afterwards. Do you actually get to watch and hear any of this Sunday night?
So we were on the plane and the Wi-Fi was a little spotty. We were delayed for 2 hours getting out of Nashville because it's the air traffic controller stuff that's going on. But so we're up in the air, and there's one of the guys who works in the media who's on the plane is from the Washington D.C. area, and he's a huge Commanders fan. So I'm just sitting there. I think I'm watching an episode of like the morning show or something. I got nothing else I can do here, and he comes in and just like he holds up his phone. And he shows me Sam Darnold's line because he knows I'm a Sam Darnold guy. And it was the halftime line, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to go on the radio this week. This is fantastic." Yeah. And then watching the tape was really fun.
Yeah, let's go there. Take the tape next level. Everyone sees the numbers. Yep. 17 for his first 17. Of course, it was a fade route that Salk and I love on 3rd and 1 that was incomplete. But take me through the tape from your perspective.
Yeah, to me the ball placement was as good as it's ever been. The decision-making, the processing was so quick. There was a play on there where they go empty and he gets to number 3 so fast in the progression that the first thing I wrote down was just vision, poise. And then I reluctantly put this down, but I was like, that's as peak Joe Burrow looking play as you'll see. What they would do with Burrow is they'll empty it out because he can see and process so fast. And I saw that and I was like, that was kind of Burrow-esque, watching Sam get through that as fast as he did. But I thought the play design was excellent. He's accurate on the move. The touchdown, not the 7 route, not the easy layup to Horton, but the one where he threw it as he's just kind of got him on his back, and the trust to be able to get that out early in the back of the end zone and just put it right on his numbers. That just shows you a player who's playing with supreme confidence.
Have you followed any of this Greg Olsen commentary where he said the Seahawks aren't a good running team? They're a team that throws well out of heavy personnel. And I understand kind of what he's trying to say. That has been where a lot of their success has come. But I don't feel like that's like their goal necessarily, is to be a team that throws the ball all over the yard, but with heavy personnel. What would be your reaction to kind of the idea that that's what they are?
Every good team in the league right now is doing the same thing. They're all out there in heavy personnel, and that's where they're getting their chunk plays with their passing game. Like everybody's doing that. That's where you're trying to get your single high safety looks, which you can attack more vertically, and you do that by manipulating the defense with heavy looks. So that's not just a Seahawk thing. That's everybody across the league that's playing smart offense.
So is that a reaction, DJ? Is that a reaction to all of the too high safety that showed up the last few years?
Yeah, that's how you get them out of it. That's all we've seen. So you want to be out there in 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see they're going to try and limit explosives. They're going to play shell coverage. And so what teams have now realized was, okay, we can get them out of that by formation. We're going to put extra tight ends out there, and we're going to simplify the looks, and we're going to let our guys win one-on-one. in that when we get those looks. And so that's not just a Seahawk thing. That's that's across the league. By the way, you didn't let me get to my expanded.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
area of this thing. So I want to go with your. Look at your list. Look at your list, guys.
All right.
So the 2024 champion, which was the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm going to give you their 7 guys from their Super Bowl lineup last year, and I want to see how you feel like the Seahawks stack up. You ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So with them, I wrote down Saquon, Lane Johnson. You can put Jalen Hurts in, wherever you want to slide him in. Jalen Carter, Quinion Mitchell, Zach Bond, A.J. Brown. So that's the 7 that I came up with. Within the 2 alternates that I gave you was Zabel, and I had Zabel and Lucas. And then for them, I'd put Devontae Smith and Mailata. So if you wanted to expand it to 9, you could expand it to 9. But how would you feel stacking up against a team that won the trophy last year?
Pretty good.
Not terrible.
Yeah, pretty good.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a lot of their players. Don't get me wrong. I like Hurts a lot. I like Carter a lot. I mean, obviously,
but go position
Lane
to
Johnson's
position.
really good. But
I mean, obviously, Saquon is he's the X factor because I like the backs in Seattle, but there's nobody that's close to Saquon. But if you look at the Lane Johnson, I would give the edge, at the tackle position. But D tackle wise, that's a fair fight.
Yep.
Corner wise, receiver wise, I would lean JSN. Quarterback wise, I would lean towards Sam the way he's playing right now and what he can do. Yeah. So I mean, it's interesting to see if you think you have a championship level roster.
It's a fair fight.
It's a fair fight. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're not out of their weight class.
Last week I was mentioning just because the numbers are so similar between Stafford and Sam. I mean, Stafford's thrown a few more touchdowns. Sam's had a few more explosive plays, but similar systems, obviously similar backgrounds in that way. But Sam can never have Stafford's arm. I mean, very few on planet Earth have Matthew Stafford's arm, even at nearly 40. But he can, that name you mentioned 5 minutes ago, Joe Burrow. Why can't, and what would be the gap that has to close physically, skill set, traits, everything between a Sam and a Joe Burrow?
It's just, I mean, if you read my reports on both guys, they would read eerily similar coming out of college with similar strengths. I just think that Joe was drafted and put into a situation where they immediately put him in a spot to utilize his best trait, which is his mind, and follow that up with his accuracy. And they put him obviously with some premier weapons. But I think Sam has taken a while to navigate into a system that fits him that way and the right fit and all those things. But really, it's just Joe has, for the large part, avoided that one play that we talk about with Sam, on a weekly basis. So that would be kind of the one difference is getting that one out of your system.
All right, trade deadline stuff. We are a few hours away. Well, it's almost 9 o'clock, so 4 hours or so away from the trade deadline as we sit. Do you think
a move happened, by the way, while we were chatting? The Raiders moved their receiver to Jacksonville for a 4th and 6, Jacoby Myers.
Okay.
An hour ago, Jordan Schultz tweets that the 2 teams that could have a holy crap moment today are the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks.
So what does that look like? What would a holy crap moment look like for the
Trey
Seahawks?
Hendrickson is the only one that I can think of that would provide that.
Any chance Max Crosby goes?
I don't think so. I would.
What I've heard is financially it is so prohibitive. It is so much of a cash outlay year to year to year that teams budgeting for that and planning that out, and the Seahawks having to pay younger guys, like that's just not going to.
So their holy crap moment would be at that point Trey Hendrickson.
I guess. I mean, that's the only one I can comprehend that would meet that criteria. I talked to a GM yesterday on the phone about something unrelated, and I said, "You got anything going on trade wise?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I mean, it's the player we're trying to trade sucks. I mean, what am I going to get for him? It's just, I mean, just as honest as can be, So he's like, what are we going to swap? I'm going to get a 6 for a 7, it's just, he's a little unenthused about what was out there on the trade.
What about a receiver?
Provide.
DJ, if you were to look at a receiver that maybe you've seen already this year, some of these teams that are selling, obviously the Raiders just sold. Cooper Kupp's got a hamstring. You know, we know where he is at this stage of his career. Torrey Horton, every time he gets hit, I kind of hold my breath. I think some Seahawks brass does too. There's kind of been a brittle nature over the course of his career. Dynamic, been unbelievable. I mean, unreal for a 5th-round pick with 6 touchdowns combined. Is there a receiver that DJ has come across this year? Is there the Waddle guy out of Miami? Is there a move in that way that would be a holy crap move?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's talked about Olave as well. You know, would be fun out of the Saints. But, you know, Waddle would be the top of that list, the top tier of that list. I just didn't sound like they were going to do anything. I mean, that's putting a lot of faith in your interim general manager to make that decision. But
tell me about him. I remember him out of college.
Waddle?
Talk to me. Yeah.
Fast. But you know, you can use him. He's not just a vertical guy, slant guy. You can use him on in breakers. Run after catch is going to be his specialty. Obviously, with Tua, he's at his best with, you know, hey, on time, get it on him, let him run with it. And I think Sam has those, you know, similar play style traits in terms of just getting it on him so you can run with it.
We know JSN and Olave can work together. They did very effectively in college. What would it look like? You know, how would someone like Jalen Waddle fit in with JSN and eventually Cooper Kupp and Torrey Horton?
I think he would be a beautiful compliment to him. You know, I just think if nothing else, he would have value even if he didn't catch a ball, just because he's going to create so much space for everybody else. Because you got to respect him and you got to respect his speed. So I think it'd be a fantastic compliment to what they have.
JSN, I mean, holy cow! It honestly. Well, you know what it feels like in our market. I mean, we talked about this going into the year. We talked about it with our program director. Like, man, you move on from DK and like, do we have stars? You know, sports radio and obviously, you know, marketing and everything else. These teams, you need stars. And here comes Cal Raleigh, right, who's got a legitimate shot to win the MVP and doing things never done before. JSN right now is on pace for over 2,000 receiving yards. Like he's becoming. I mean, is there not a almost Cal Raleigh metamorphosis to what we're seeing out of JSN?
Well, it's been fun to watch him just graduate from really, really good to like the elite status. I was watching him this last week, and I thought, you know what, the underrated aspect of his game is his releases. And I did a project on this several years ago. I did a project, and I was just trying to study the top receivers, and I wanted to say who has the best release in the NFL. Who are those guys? Well, Devontae Adams was up there. But actually, Doug Baldwin was unbelievable off the line of scrimmage. And I'm like, I know he's obviously on another planet as a player right now, JSN is, but Doug was so quick at getting off the line. I'm like, oh, it's kind of interesting how they did that. And then now they're just having fun. I mean, you're lining them up at running back, like just figuring out different ways where they can't get, you know, a game plan together for how to slow this guy down, but he wins every kind of way you can win.
Hey, can we all agree now, DJ, that Jacoby Brissett's just better than Kyler Murray?
I mean, I would. I don't know if that's a good Kobe Brissett line or a bad Kyler Murray line, but they both are apropos.
I mean, Jacoby Brissett's fine. Like to me, John Clayton always used to tell me and Brock that a good backup quarterback would win you 3 games and then probably lose you 3 games after that. And that kind of feels like what Jacoby Brissett is at this stage in his career. I like him. I think he's a good player. Probably not somebody you want starting 17 games a year for you. But, I mean, the evidence is pretty clear. When he plays for Arizona, they're better than when Kyler Murray plays.
Yeah, the offense it just hasn't been a good marriage. So, I mean, to me, we used to always talk about backups of, okay, can a guy get us out of a game? Can he get us out of a game, and can we survive for 3 games? And the more you see, the probably less you're going to like. And I'm sure that's probably going to be the case with Jacoby Brissett. You know, you run him out there for 8 games, you're going to realize, okay, we got to get somebody better next year. But it just hadn't fit with this coaching staff. And I don't believe this. I don't think Monty Ossenfort, the GM, was there when they picked Kyler or, you know, paid him this last time. So I don't think there's a lot of allegiance there.
Maybe it's not fit. Maybe he's just not very good.
You done with the football stuff, so?
Oh, sure.
I got a more pressing question.
Sorry, yeah. Is this a Clockwork
Are we done
Orange?
with the football?
Is this back to a Clockwork Orange?
No, absolutely not. No. And that other horrible Kubrick movie that I walked out of. No, not that either. What hole at Augusta are you most excited to play? And what day are you playing next week? Hopefully not Tuesday.
I'm playing next Tuesday.
Oh. Next
I'm playing
Tuesday.
next Tuesday.
Okay.
So we'll have to move some things around in order to
we
get you out
no
there.
No cell phones out there. So
Right.
we'll do probably Wednesday or Thursday.
I'll call.
next week.
I'm gonna have
We'll
to. We're
figure
gonna
it
have to
out.
move the date around.
That's
but
all right.
I will give you.
We'll figure
I'll
it
give you I just want one birdie, guys. I just want one. You know why? I want one birdie
What
so I can
hole
watch
are
the
you
Masters.
what hole are you most excited? You've closed your eyes. Imagine it's butt cold.
Right.
You'll be in a sweater. You'll look great. What hole are you most excited to get on the tee and be like, wow, I've watched this for my whole life and now I get to hit it?
I would say I've watched the Masters for the last 3 years, so I have no affinity for any particular hole. I'm new money. I'm new money when it comes to golf. So I just know that everybody tells me the same thing. I've talked to a bunch of people who've played it and said it's going to be a lot more hilly than it looks on TV.
Oh, it is.
It's going to be a little shorter than you think, and the greens are diabolical.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I've been told.
Well, don't worry. If you're new money, there'll be plenty of old money there. I don't think you'll be hurting for
I
old money there.
I have to wear a sport coat.
Yeah.
They have a new rule. I guess you got to wear a sport coat into the clubhouse.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you do.
You got to wear that shirt, though. Honestly, you wear that shirt that you're wearing now with the little pink magenta on it there and a hat. There's a legitimate chance somebody will think that you are Justin Thomas. I can't believe the shirt just ties it all together.
That's how you
I got a friend.
Sure.
I had a friend literally
with all the ball marks on
your
your
friend
glove.
texted me yesterday and goes, "Hey, has anybody ever told you that your voice sounds like Baker Mayfield?"
Oh.
And I said, "Never in a million. No, I've never. You're the first one's ever told me that." I said, "But everybody says I look like Justin Thomas." And I sent him a side by side, and he writes back, "Don't see it."
What? You need a new friend. That's insane. That doesn't make any sense at all. All right. Have a great time. At the end, we'll ask you whether or not you think that if you just started on the green for every hole, you could beat a pro at the Master. That's always been the question. So good luck. We appreciate you, DJ. Enjoy the trade deadline today, and we'll talk to you probably a little bit later next week.
All right. See you guys.
All right. There you go. There's Daniel Jeremiah Brock. There's a lot to come back to there. Let's take a quick break. We'll come right back. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports here on 710.
The NFL trade deadline is here today at 1 p.m.
Something is going on in Seattle.
I've been screaming linebacker, linebacker, linebacker.
Seattle would be a team to watch.
I think we're looking at it through the lens of, is this going to help our team now and in the future?
Will the Hawks make moves? Find out here first.
Schneider and Macdonald, they don't sit on their hands.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Go inside the rumor mill and every move at seattlesports.com.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
When you're at home and next to your windows, do you notice cold air or a draft when the wind blows? How about moisture or leaking during a rainstorm? Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years in our home, our window seals started breaking. A failed window can do major damage to your home, and the older the window, the more likely it is to fail. That's why right now is an excellent time to have Harley Exteriors come by for a no-charge consultation. That's exactly what I had done over the summer, and not only were they extremely knowledgeable about all things windows, I found them to be polite, professional, and respectful. In other words, people you want to do business with. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy 3 windows, get 1 free. No payments or interest until 2027. And take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. They'll give you an honest assessment and quote. Go to harleyexteriors.com.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Craving something different after dark? Bellevue Adventures brings you night climbs every Thursday at 6 and 7 p.m., where adventure meets atmosphere. Our aerial park glows with string lights, guiding you through a thrilling nighttime experience. Just you, nature, and the night. No distractions, only discovery. Perfect for team building, families, solo adventure, even a date night. Book now at bellevue-adventures.com and light up your next adventure.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Tired of uneven heating, noisy systems, and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings with every system, and every system qualifies for max tax credits. Call the Comfort People at HomeComfortAlliance.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get it freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
All right, are the Seahawks going to do anything, Brock, anything big in the next 4 hours? It's 9 o'clock, so 4 hours to go here before the trade deadline. Everyone seems to think that if anyone is going to do anything big, they are one of the big teams to watch. But there's no evidence that anyone's going to do anything big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's Jacoby Myers for a 4th and a 6th, right? The Raiders to the Jags.
Big? No. But...
Is Phillips the pass rushing edge for a 3rd rounder to Philadelphia yesterday? I think what you see, Salk, is it's hard to move. I mean, think of mega contracts even at the trade deadline in baseball, right? I mean, that's kind of what you're dealing with now. Guys that are rentals, guys on the final year of their deals, right? Younger players, controllable players, all those things that we talk about at the trade deadline, right? You're talking about for a mega deal, I mean, mega budget, mega money that these teams within their own buildings have to put out, right? Their puzzles of how to put this cap together, and here's next year, and here's the year after, and all of a sudden, if you try to interject, I don't know, $35 million base salary of Max Crosby next year, what does it do to your planning, your operation, and the impact and the effect? A Cleveland organization that just decided, this is a way we can never trade him. And this is a way we're going to keep him, is to give him a $100 million signing bonus of Myles Garrett. And it becomes an untenable opportunity for them to trade because it would create, such unbelievable dead cap for them on top of the Deshaun Watson messer. And so, yeah, it's fun to imagine. It's fantasy football on steroids. It's a deadline. It's Spurs action. But as far as those mega deals, you see how difficult they are.
Yeah,
to get
all
done.
right. So is Jalen Waddle a mega deal? No, but that would be a game-changing type of player. I mean, like, he's really good, right? I know, at least I think he is. I know who he is. He's been good for a while. The Dolphins aren't very good. Would you give up a third-round pick for Jalen Waddle?
I mean, it's another Jalen. I mean, it's a challenge.
So many. It's so many Jalens.
It's just a problem.
I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to just quickly now look at his contract and where he's at. He does have a deal through 28. It's pretty good money that you're looking at, right? So he got one of those really nice kind of lucrative contracts for a receiver. I think that's some of the challenge of taking on that money. Now the Seahawks they'd have $20 million in cap space, so it's not like they're up against it and got to cut guys and do things. Again, I'll give you what I know, in that is they love this team, rightfully so, right? They should love this team at 6-2, right? This team has made a statement offensively, defensively, special teams, and all their phases. So they love their guys. What Mike Macdonald has said to you and me, 1 through 70, and some of those 55 through 70 have come to life over the last month or so with injuries. Like, they would like to keep their team largely intact. And is there an opportunity, maybe with future draft capital, to make a move to add? I think they would like to add a couple pieces because they know this is a long race. And they know what we know. It is largely a league of attrition at the end. Who do you have left standing? Right? Philadelphia won that Super Bowl, and that little exercise we did just with DJ. Why? Because Saquon was there, and Lane Johnson was there, and the quarterback was there, and their pieces were there. Jalen Carter, like, their best players were there, ready for that race at the end. And, we know when the Seahawks lost the 2014 Super Bowl, it was all about one play. But losing Jeremy Lane and Cliff Averill in that game was a major, major loss. And having your guys available to the very end is really, really key. And if you can add a corner, you can add a receiver, you can add a linebacker.
Let me ask you that. Let me ask you. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Okay.
3
questions. Question number 1. We should do this every day, where I ask you 3 questions about football. Question number 1: If you could add a top tier player to this team, something that would cost a first-round pick plus, who would it be in what position?
Yeah, I'd like to say edge rusher, just because I mean, that's the thing that you just, it's like power. It's like home runs in baseball. You just know the impact that sacks and negative plays and in that kind of talent, and you roll through all the guys that you have, and you want to talk about a lengthened lineup again? You have a lengthened lineup in your front right now. When that lineup was not lengthened and Naylor and Suarez were taken out of it and DeMarcus Lawrence and Derek Hall were taken out of it, you were vulnerable.
So if you
I'll
could
say
do
edge
one
rusher
big thing would be an edge rusher. So that's probably Trey Hendrickson in terms of what's potentially available with a pipe dream of Max Crosby or something like that.
Yep.
Second question. If you could trade a third rounder for one good player that's going to help you at maybe a position that's not quite as premier as defensive end, but might be available right now for a significant cost, but not, it's changing your entire draft for next year. Who would that be and at what position?
That might be Jalen Waddle. That might
more than Olave, more than
I mean, Waddle is so freaking fast. And that's what, MVS and what you kind of hope for with him. That's what you get from Horton and when healthy. But, man, Maura was talking off the air about some of the numbers, again, explosive play numbers that the Seahawks have. And you know who they're in line with? The greatest show on turf, right? I mean, that's what they're doing down the field right now, whether it's heavy sets or play action sets or just straight drop back sets, whatever it is. You put Waddle's speed with JSN and Horton and Cooper Kupp's just savviness, guess what you've got? You've got 4 that I'm not saying are Ricky Prohl and Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt and Azazir Akeem and Dane Looker. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that would be a pretty dangerous foe and let you weather some of the storms that also eventually come to that position group.
And then the last question, obviously, would be if you were to just make a depth signing, a depth trade, a 6th rounder, something like that. That's corner.
That's corner. Yep. That's because when Josh Jobe, gets knocked in the head, here comes Woolen, who did some good things. And, of course, he does a ridiculous taunting penalty because he's not, you're right. just the attention to detail isn't always there. I love the tackle, maybe the hardest hit
Didn't really
he's ever
mind
had.
that in that situation up 30. Like, if you're going to get a taunting penalty, do it when you're up 30. Like, I'm okay with it there.
No, that's true.
Whatever. Like, I was just so happy to see him hit somebody. I was like, if you want to taunt after that, fine. Just don't do that in a close game when it might actually
The
matter.
other one maybe might be linebacker, to be honest, too.
So let me ask you about that, because two names have kind of popped up either via the text machine or other thoughts. One is Demario Davis, linebacker in New Orleans, who has been potentially available. He's old. He's 36 years old. Yeah. He's 36 years old. Yeah, 36 years old. Big dude, right? Like a 250
like
pound.
an old war horse, man.
Yeah.
It's just physical.
Big 250 pound, 6'2", run downhill, stop the run kind of linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want a Demario Davis type? I mean, I got to imagine there's some leadership there at 36. I don't know if that's necessarily what this team needs right now.
Correct. Do you want that kind of voice? It's one of those funny things. Like, I don't know.
I don't know whether that one makes sense to me either, but it's come up a little bit, so I thought I would ask.
All right.
The other name, now there's no way, but I'll entertain the fact that this was texted in. Just because it's a fun name, and I know he's having some issues in his current home where the color commentator for his team, who's a great player, was a great player in his own right, is taking shots at him on the radio and on podcasts. Do you know who this is going to be?
No.
Dexter Lawrence.
Oh.
He's not available, is he?
No.
I mean, the Giants are bad. There's no way they trade. I mean, he seems unhappy. Carl Banks is taking shots at him.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere, right?
No.
All right.
No. And that one, you can never have enough great defensive linemen, obviously, but like there's some redundancy with Leonard and Byron and Jaron, and
that's not going to happen. Okay, I just said just because there was a text, I thought I would just kind of throw it out to you as a random possibility. Is there anyone else sort of like that out there where you're just like, he plays for the Saints or he plays for a Washington maybe now? Is there anyone else out there that you just sort of scan through and you're like, I don't know whether it's possible or not, but if you could add that guy, he would really make a difference.
I know a name we talked about in the offseason just because of the system and everything else, and now he's back playing after being nicked up, and he too is 46 years old. But Taysom Hill is just kind of an intriguing. Now, again, you've got fullbacks, and now A.J. Barners.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty old.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating. He's not 46, but he's pretty. In football years, he's up there quite a bit. So I don't know. And, knowing the Seahawks, knowing the way they draft, knowing the way they look at all of these things, there may be a name or two that none of us have talked about from a DB standpoint. Or, I think there's some Miami. Again, some of these teams that are just out of it, totally fire selling. I think Miami's got some names we have talked about, some former players. I mean, there's some things there, but we'll see. We're now less than 4 hours away.
All right, good stuff. All right, we'll see what happens by 1. My guess is 10:02, 10:05. That's usually about when things get done around here. All right, coming up next, we'll give you guys everything you need to know. You know what we're going to do today? We're going to answer the question jerk for the first time in freaking forever.
Yes.
All right, so let me start now by telling people that we'll open up the text for that. 866-979-3776. Any text, any question on any subject, we're going to try to answer them, and we'll do that at 9:45 unless there's a major trade. 866-979-3776. Answer the question jerk in about a half hour. Everything you need to know next.
Wyman and Bob.
Is this like a signature win?
Every afternoon at 2.
To try to get people to believe in this team. They just cruised the entire way.
While I think it's an impressive win, I wouldn't call it a signature win based on the opponent. To me, a signature win is beat the Rams. Beat a team, especially in your division, that's really good record-wise. That's what I would title a signature win. If they beat the Rams, that's the best opponent they've got in like the next 5 games.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, only on Seattle Sports.
I think I've recognized over the last few months, especially here in Seattle, is we've got some great teams, some great athletes, and just some great teammates on the baseball team, the football team, the college football team, just some great guys, great teammates. And when I think of a great teammate, I also think of my friends at First Mark Insurance. And specifically, if you're in a situation where you're a little stressed, you're a little confused, you don't know, maybe your family situation has changed, and you just don't know if you got the right coverage, then reach out to one of my favorite teammates, First Mark Insurance. Why and how? Well, here's how they do it. They will fully analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage. Then, unlike you and me, they go to the market. Dozens of major carriers they've worked with for years to find you and your situation the very best fit. That's it. There's no stress. There's no confusion. As I said, they're your teammate right in the huddle with you. And they spent the last 30 years helping thousands of families, including mine, my parents, so many of my friends, successfully manage this complicated world of insurance. So please don't wait a morning longer. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free, and you might be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. It's all right there. Firstmarkinsurance.com. Your teammate that goes to work for you.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7. So you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Does your building company have a strong website? One with a solid organic search presence, engaging prospects, and filling your pipeline? You know, a site that speaks loud about your company. I'm Rusty George. My local agency specializes in creating websites and marketing strategies for building companies, including construction, manufacturing, and material suppliers. We develop strategies and tactics to attract and win more quality business. See how we can help your business get louder at rustygeorge.com. That's rustygeorge.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last dent, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last dent, Accurate Auto Body.
It's game time, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are lining up with a roster that's built to dominate the field. The gas-powered RAV4, built to power through every drive, rain or shine. Or switch up the play with the hybrid RAV4, versatile, efficient, and always moving the chains. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and clutch when it counts. And now, taking the field, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for the big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have your winning ride. Visit toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card.
One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, trade deadline 1 p.m. today, Brock. So we are inching closer to it with, a couple of small moves getting done around the league. Dallas got Logan Wilson, the Bengals linebacker. It sounds like Jacoby Myers went to, Jacksonville, right, from Vegas. So a couple of moves, and those aren't nothing. Philadelphia got a pass rusher. There's some guys out there, but nothing major. Oh, my God, stop. I can't believe it just happened. Everyone does seem to think the Seahawks are active and really wanting to get something done. Adam Schefter has said that now a few times.
Seattle is interesting. As my friend Brian Windhorst would say, something is going on in Seattle.
Oh,
yep. Something is going on in Seattle. Seattle would be a team to watch.
I'll tell you what's going on. They're 6-2. Boss, I'll tell you what's going on. They're number 1 in the league in DVOA. Adam, I'll tell you what's going on. There's a lot of good vibes and good feelings from just about everybody on that roster. Now, can you add to it? Again, I'll continue to reinforce what I've heard and what I believe is they want to keep the roster largely intact. And if there is a chance to add a piece or two, they're aggressive. And they've got money to do so. They've certainly got trade capital to do so. They are one of the youngest teams in the league. And there's opportunity there, but it does take two to tango.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Mariners getting some accolades, of course, here at the end of the year. Not a surprise after a really good season in which they won one of the 2 byes in the American League and won the West for the first time in 24 years. Dan Wilson, a very real shot to win AL Manager of the Year, announced as one of the 3 finalists, along with Toronto's John Schneider and Cleveland's Stephen Vogt. Honestly, all 3 of them have a pretty compelling case. All 3 teams really exceeded expectations. My gut tells me this ends up going to Schneider, but we'll find out. I think all 3 of them, again, have a pretty real opportunity to win. Tom Verducci made a bit of a pitch for Dan Wilson here.
Great point. I thought his greatest strength was the same one he had as a catcher playing for the Mariners, running the pitching staff, because they did throw their best baseball at the end of the season, and I loved the way he managed the bullpen. Guys were not overused. Had to go to the pen a lot early in the season, but they were not overused.
I did not feel like that was Dan's greatest strength this year. I would have pointed to the clubhouse and the way he really turned it over to the players and allowed them to do their thing and some of the communication inside the clubhouse. I don't know if I would have gone to.
Yeah, I would say the freedom and the empowerment of the players, number one, when you've done something that hadn't been done in 25 years. And you did it largely this year as well, Salk, without the strength of your team the last 3 or 4 years. This thing was built on pitching. It was pretty easy to manage the bullpen when you had the last couple years what you did from your starting rotation. This was not an easy task.
Again,
with Logan being out.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
With all of the injuries?
I prefer the approach where you use your pitchers not as a set closer in the 9th inning or any of that. I prefer all of that stuff. I don't care about that. I would prefer to use your pitchers differently.
Best year of his career, Munoz.
Yeah. Well, I would have preferred using them in the highest leverage situations. Okay. I think I've made that pretty clear over the last 17 years. In fact, the demo tape that got me this job is all about that. 17 years ago, yes.
Was it really?
Yeah, all about using your closer not as a closer, but as the best pitcher in your bullpen. So I would disagree, and I would disagree with this from Tom Verducci as well on Cal Raleigh becoming a potential MVP candidate.
You know, he changed my mind a little bit watching him in the postseason every day. When you watch him every day, you realize what he goes through. Handling the pitching staff, calling a game. He controls the game like Yadier Molina. taking foul balls day after day. 119 games he caught.
I can't do it. I woke up one day and somebody mentioned to me that Cal Raleigh actually is a catcher. Well, I didn't know that because I'm here between the East River and the Hudson River, and I didn't know that there were teams outside of the Northeast. Well, it turns out there's one in Seattle, and I got put out there for one of these series, and the next thing I know, there's this guy who catches all these games and still hits a lot of home runs. Come on. Come on.
Do we have that in our system, that guy from the Seattle Times that we just had on? And,
something? I read it in our paper.
Don't know. I read it in our paper.
Oh, my God. No one told me. I have to be assigned to a Mariners series and find out that Cal Raleigh catches every day. No one talked to. Why didn't anyone tell me that this year?
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling.
Fourth time, still the charm. Still gets you.
Yeah, it does. It's got me. You missed it at 5 a.m. before we were on the air. I listened to it at my desk. I was like, well, what the? I almost swore. What in the world? That one did get me. That one did. Yeah.
Did you say you almost swore in the sports bet?
No, I definitely swore in the sports bet. That's for sure. Kraken win 3-1. Nice win for them. Alexiak, Beniers, and Everly with goals. San Jose is in tomorrow night with Macklin Celebrini. That is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here in the Brock and Salk Show. Yeah, that one definitely.
I like
gets
that you
me.
said you almost swore.
Yeah. Well, no, I almost swore now. I definitely swore then. Doesn't that just tick you off though? Am I crazy? Can you believe this? Can you believe that Cal Raleigh catches every day? I had no idea.
So
I read it in our paper.
Well, right. I read it in our paper. Okay.
What was that about?
That was about the arena.
Oh yeah.
Bruce Ramsey. He was on the editorial board for the Seattle Times, and we brought. Remember, I brought him on to debate. And he just totally embarrassed himself, and at the end, had to hide. I think he quit.
I read it in our paper.
Oh, right. Sure, Bruce. You and Tom. You can go find out things like, oh, my God, did you know Cal Raleigh catches? That's hard. Tom, you've been in baseball for 100 years. It turns out he takes foul balls.
As he was probably a judge guy, and then when he saw Cal up close, it changed his mind.
Okay, but is that because you did exactly zero thought until you had to see him in the postseason?
But that's because
Tom Verducci's one of the brightest baseball minds in the country.
Salk, no one can know how much work you put in until they actually come here and sit in and watch a show.
Yeah, well, I'm sweating right now thinking about this because it gets under my skin. Are you kidding me? You just finally, literally, Tom Verducci's one of the smartest people in the world of baseball. Truly,
Can I give him?
He is.
Yes, along with the
he
salute.
changed my mind a little bit watching him in the postseason every day. When you watch him every day, you realize what he goes through.
Oh my God, he's a catcher.
It is.
Sheesh.
Proximity.
Didn't even think about it.
Proximity does make a difference. As one that did the job on the road, when you actually get up close and personal,
it's ridiculous.
It can be different.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It is truly. That one gets under my skin as much as anything I've heard. I'm sorry I stole that for trash takes, because that is the trashiest take you're going to hear in a while. All right, I will calm myself down.
We're going to answer questions.
Yes, we do. 866-979-3776. Any question on any subject, text it in. We'll answer in about 20 minutes. 866-979-3776. Answer the question, Jerk. Coming up in a few on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Some NFL trade deadline news. The Seahawks going to be very aggressive. I did not think this would be the case, Bump. Then here's Jake Laser of Fox Sports saying, I don't know, they could be pretty busy here.
Here's what changes things. Joe goes down with a concussion. You got Ernest Jones, who goes out with a apparent knee injury. You have Jay Love, who's now on IR. I can see them going out and addressing any one of those positions.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710. Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
All right, I got to calm the blood pressure down here to talk to you guys about Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, but it's a really good time to do it. It's getting colder. That's probably why I'm so cranky today. I hate the cold. I hate the darkness, and it's all coming, and it's all getting worse. And those real external factors can definitely impact your mindset, your health, certainly your weight. Well, don't let it this year. Instead, use this time to make a final push. Finish the year strong with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. They can help. They certainly help me lose 35 pounds in the span of 8 weeks. So that could be you by New Year's, basically, right? Basically, you'd be halfway done by Thanksgiving. You could use that as like a little celebration and then finish finish the year super, super strong. It starts with just a 15-minute phone call. You can schedule yours right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. And when you get there, you'll find out they're having their biggest sale of the year, over $300 off normal pricing until December 31st. How cool is that? Again, go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I have a special offer for you. PCF's Black Friday sale runs through November, and you can get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and improving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, So get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, answer the questions, Jurgen, 15 minutes. The questions we have are really good, but we don't have a ton of them. So if you guys want to add to it, please do. You can text us 866-979-3776. Best way to send us a message for that. And then more, I don't know what we're looking at yet for Thursday, of course. But only 2 days away from Here's the Thing. So you can jump over to the Seattle Sports app, and there you can leave us messages directly for Here's the Thing.
It was a little light last week. I think there was still some Mariners morning going on, and we had like a lag between Seahawks games because of the bye. So, yeah.
It was kind of an off week in a lot of ways.
Please send us your messages.
The type of week that you'd want to be on vacation for. And almost was. Unfortunately, didn't quite work out that way. All right, Brock. I got a couple. I can play you some more Seahawks sound. We've done a lot of that today. I can give you a couple. I got some Mariner stuff for you. You want a few minutes of Mariner conversation thrown into today?
Sure.
All right. Let me give this to you. So this is from, and Lyle, you could jump in here if you'd like. This is from David Schoenfeld, who wrote up his best free agent fits for the offseason, and he had two for the Mariners. The first, of course, was Josh Naylor. I don't think we need to go too deep into that. I think we all know why Josh Naylor is a great fit here. We're still very nervous after the Shannon Drayer conversation from a week and a half ago. That one really is just bugging me. Josh Naylor's supposed to be a Mariner, and this idea that maybe he doesn't he's going to go to New York. I don't know. That one. It really
Maybe he's a little bit of
a
flirt, Salk.
Maybe
he just likes to flirt a little.
He doesn't seem like a flirt.
He's kind of been anywhere and everywhere. He's Miami.
Doesn't seem like a flirt.
He doesn't seem like a flirty guy.
He doesn't seem particularly flirty.
A big grumper flirt? He could be a big grumper flirt.
I've never heard that. I've never heard of. I mean, it's really hard to flirt when you're.
He's a married man with a kid. I'm not saying flirty with other people.
I know, but it didn't seem flirty. That does not seem like
with his career. He seems a little flirty.
No, he's just been traded a lot.
Yeah, I think a little flirty.
No, that's not flirty. I don't know. I'm nervous about that. Anyway, Josh Naylor's on the list, of course. Here's the other name. Lyle, do you know who it is?
Of course he does.
Munetaka Murakami. Third baseman, first baseman, of course, from Japan. Hit 24 home runs last year, but was hurt. Big left-handed slugger, star in Japan. Hit 36 home runs when he was 19, then 56 home runs the next year. Has had a couple of injuries. He's only 26, so he's not old. Strikes out a lot, so he'd fit right in. 168 times in 140 games. He can strike out a lot. Low average, 30 home run type of slugger. His defense is below average at both corner positions, but his age helps make him an attractive free agent. What do you make of Munetaka Murakami?
I think Lyle talked to us about him last week.
Yeah, man.
Just looking at possible alternatives.
That is look, I have never seen, I don't know anything about him other than what Lyle said, what I just read from David Schoenfeld, but that was not exactly a hey, this is the guy I want in the offseason. That was not a ringing endorsement.
Do you guys want a little 411?
Yeah. Do you know why it's called 411?
Information.
That's
the line you used to have to dial up on a home phone to.
That is the most surprising thing that has happened on this show all year, that you knew the answer to that.
Lyle. Well done.
Well, we had a home phone growing up.
I'm blown away that you knew what 411 was. Okay.
Give us some info. Use a home phone.
Could you spell home phone? No. Give us the info.
Let me just use an opening line here, and I don't think it's going to be an enticing one to either of you guys. I'm kind of in love with Munetaka Murakami the same way I am with Anthony Richardson.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, he's not good, but you like him anyway?
Yeah. So no, he's not good is probably not fair. No, he's for Murakami. No,
tantalizing traits. But very little consistency of execution.
I have had such a baseball crush on this guy basically for the last 5 years, ever since he absolutely put on a clinic in Japan and he hit the 56 homers. His strikeout rates have a chance to be straight up untenable in Major League Baseball. He's striking out nearly 30% of the time in Japan And that does not signal that it's going to translate well to the big league. So that's point number one. And if you want a comparison to it, he's striking out nearly 30% of the time over there in Japan. Say a Suzuki, who's probably the other biggest name hitter-wise to come over from Japan in the last 5 years, was striking out about 14, 15% of the time in Japan. He's striking out 25 to 27% of the time now in the big leagues.
Yikes.
If Murakami's striking out 30% of the time in Japan, what happens here? Are we talking Joey Gallo? Are we talking worse? Are we talking like 40, 45%?
That's hard to
Generally, Lyle, what would be the biggest difference? Spin, velo from Japan's overall pitching to the major league level?
Well, for him, it's both. So his contact rates against quality velocity are not good. Like when velo gets high, his contact rates drop. Okay. And against secondaries, it's worse. He's making contact about 50% of the time against secondaries in Japan. Like, look, I love the left-handed power, and people say it's got a chance to be 80 grade, but this feels like the lottery ticket of all lottery tickets.
That sounds like Joey Gallo. Honestly, I mean, like you mentioned the name, that's what it sounds like you're describing. That's Joey Gallo, 80 grade power, and everything else is horrendous.
Right, and also this idea that, he could play third base, he's a corner infielder. No, he's not playing third base.
So he's got to play first base.
Or DH.
DH.
Look, the left-handed power is crazy, but he's also going to get real money. This isn't like Roki Sasaki where he's getting the league minimum and anybody can take a flyer. He's getting real money, and this feels like too much of a gamble.
Okay. I'm convinced. You did not take much to convince me. That does not sound like fun. That doesn't sound like something I'm excited about.
Again, like 2-3 years ago, I was in love with this guy. I thought he was going to. I mean, again, this is the.
And you kind of have this guy already, maybe not positionally, but you already have that profile in your system, do you not?
You do, in Laz.
I mean, is that not Laz Montes?
Yep.
I mean, unreal power, led all the minor leagues in home runs last year, but a strikeout rate at the AA level that was still, hovering around 30% or so, and got some real swing and miss and real holes in the swing and real things that still have to develop. So, yeah, I think if you've got that already, now not a first baseman or corner infielder, but you've got that profile already in the org.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. And it's funny that he says that he and Josh Naylor are the two best fits because it sounds like they are polar opposite players. The only similarity between them is that they both play first base. I mean, like, okay, yes, we know the Mariners need a first baseman, but I don't see how those two guys...
Can this guy steal 30 bags? I mean, Naylor steals 30 bags.
I don't see how they profile any way similarly at all. Naylor doesn't have that kind of power, despite looking like he would, but he sounds like a significantly better hitter all the way around. So, yeah, I don't see it. That does not make a lot of sense to me. I continue to have some real concern about the first base spot for the Mariners and what they're going to do there this offseason. I'm fascinated to see how they handle it, especially if Josh Naylor doesn't sign, which I'll continue to hold out some hope for because I think that's by far the best answer for how the Mariners handle first base. But if it's not Josh Naylor... I don't know what's going to be. We've seen a couple of little moves made. None of these are surprises. The Mariners did decline the option on Mitch Garver. I'm sorry, Brock. I know you were hoping that they might bring him back for one more season. But Mitch, it sounds like, is going to be a free agent. And they did pick up their option for like $12 on Andres Munoz. They have him for like the next 3 years on options for almost, $6 million for this year for one of the best relievers in baseball. I mean, the deal they signed him to is... I don't know who his agent is, but he did not do a very good job on that deal.
Well, between that deal and Cal Raleigh's deal, even Julio's deal.
I mean, three deals that you've really,
knocked out of the park.
Out of the park. Absolutely team friendly as much as they should be. So you've done that. You've picked up Mooney for another year, so he's not a free agent. You've let Mitch Garver go. So I don't know that. I guess I should say they had a mutual option. Maybe Garver declined the option to try to get back to free agency sooner. People saw his numbers, and he's like, hey, got an opportunity to get paid again. Let's see if we can pull that off. I don't think so. I think maybe the Mariners declined that option. So those have been sort of the two small things they've done. We don't know yet what's going on with Jorge Polanco. I got to imagine he's going out to free agency and going to go experience what's out there for him, which would be, I think, a whole lot more significant than he got last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a fascinating situation they're in because, and I started talking about this last week, Brock, and I'm going to keep coming back to this. I may write about this next week. This triangle. When I was in college, I took a class with a very conservative professor at Claremont McKenna. He's a great guy. Jack Pitney was his name. And he was an expert, I think at the time, this is like 1998, on healthcare. And he had this whole theory about healthcare where there were 3 parts to a balloon, and you could always get 2 parts to work, but then the third one would fall out of whack. I think it was quality of care, price, and number of people that get covered. And he's like, all the debates in healthcare, it's whichever 2 you want, you can have, but the third one you're always going to have to sacrifice. And I was thinking about that in regards to the Mariners this year, and these 3 parts to a triangle that they have. They want to get better. They don't want to give up on the core and what made them great this past year. And they also want to work in new guys because they've got some real talent coming up through their pipeline, and they want to make room for some of those guys. Those 3 things are really hard to do at the same time. It's quite the little dance through the raindrops that Jerry and Justin have ahead of them this offseason.
So you go to a class at Claremont College. I go to sitting on a plane one time with one of my teammates that was trying to sell me his Mercedes V12 engine.
Right.
Yes, and I remember landing like, oh, I almost bought that thing on the plane. And I got home and called a few people I knew, and they were like, yeah, don't.
Don't
That's
do that.
A no. That's a no.
Yeah.
Trying to get all 12 cylinders consistently working over the long term. Yeah, there's a reason that car has had some problems and been a challenge to get all those cylinders firing. And yeah, I think in this case, try to create, as we talk about, runway for your players. And
you
are they
have
ready?
to, and I see the text 206, screw the pipeline. Well, don't tell that to the Blue Jays. I mean, yes, they signed Vlad and they have Bichette. Like, they've got some of those guys that they paid for, but it was also what they got out of Barger and some of the young players coming through their system, Yasavich, that helped get them to within an out or 2 of the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
So don't screw the pipeline. You've got really good players coming through the pipeline.
Cal came from the pipeline, right?
Julio came through the pipeline, didn't he?
Julio came from the pipeline, didn't he?
All your pitchers other than Luis? Like, I'm sorry. Like, no, don't just screw the pipeline. The pipeline actually is a pretty good idea.
Is that a band?
Huh? Don't bet on the pipeline. Don't count on the pipeline at too many spots.
Have you ranked pipelines?
I don't know that I ever have. I don't know. I mean, I've been to pipeline in Hawaii, North Shore. That's probably the number 1 pipeline. Yeah, I don't know. No, don't just screw the pipeline. Like, you got to find a way to work in all 3 of those theories at the same time. I don't know that that's going to be easy to do, but yeah, that's a challenge ahead of them.
Here we go. I'm ready to go.
Oh, you're ready? Ready to answer questions?
Minutes. Yeah.
Have you ever like imagined yourself answering questions? Let's do it.
This is Brock and Salk's Answer the Question, Jerk.
Keep asking questions. Come on, I'll answer them. Come on, I'm here. I'm going to answer your questions, dang it.
Answer my question! The question, jerk!
Well, don't just stand there. Answer the question, jerk!
All right, let's see what we've got here. Whoa. Blockbuster trade, non-Seahawks. Blockbuster trade, non-Seahawks.
Are you being a jerk right now?
I'm not. The Jets are trading Sauce Gardner to the Colts.
Well, that's
according
a big
to
one.
Ian Rappaport, reposted by Tom Pelissero.
Wow.
That's a big trade.
That's a big trade.
That's a big trade.
Any idea what the compensation of that
Not
trade
yet.
was?
That's all I got right now. 43
Wow.
seconds ago.
That's a, what did Jordan Schultz, holy crap moment?
Yeah.
Trade? That's
a
pretty
big
holy
one.
Crap.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
And you'll see old Sauce.
Yeah, later this year.
And Hawks tango later this year.
Well, that's a big
All right.
one. That's a big
Okay.
trade.
Okay.
Sauce tweeting, New York, it's been real. So it's real.
Get
How
me
about
the
that?
heck out of here.
Yeah, it's been real. Peace. See ya. Did you see Draymond Jones tweet yesterday after he got traded? I thought it was kind of cool.
Where did he go?
He went. Remember, he was in Tennessee, and then he got traded to Baltimore last night for not very much, 6th-round pick, something like that.
Yep.
But his tweet on the way out was really nice. Draymond Jones always seemed like a pretty good dude. And his tweet on the way out was like, hey, thanks. I really enjoyed my short time here in Tennessee. And then went out of his way, didn't need to, just went out of his way to say, hey, Cam is, what did he said, Cam is for real. He called the truth. Cam is the truth. You guys give him some patience because he's going to be legit. I thought that was pretty cool. Didn't need to do that. Just went out of his way to say that about, I mean, he wasn't asked by a member of the media and give a cliche, oh, yeah, no, he's really good. Went out of his way to compliment him. That'll stick in my mind for a while, I think, on Cam Ward. All right, let's see. Some questions for us to answer. After the show ends, Do you guys continue to work off air, or are you done immediately and pick it up later that day? We are done immediately. I am anyway. Brock and I are done immediately. Maura keeps working.
We got a show meeting today, so we're not quite done immediately.
Most days, 9 days out of 10. I'm out of here by.
I mean, we got Longshanks to deal with here in 10 minutes.
But even I don't stay that long after. But then we all work at night.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we'd have to get up at 3 a.m. to prep for the show.
Oh, yeah. No, he says, do you pick it back up later in the day?
Yeah.
We pick it up later in the day. Dinner time-ish, around then.
Mm-hmm.
Brock, specifically for you, although I guess anyone else could try to answer this, what is your favorite Bible verse or passage of Scripture?
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. I go to Old Testament.
So why those three?
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It's just
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
chapter 2. Yeah, just a lot of wisdom, man. Just a lot of, and actually as a team, we went through the book of Proverbs, a chapter a day. Just a lot of wisdom from old Solomon. He was the wisest man in the world, after all.
Splitting the baby?
That's probably the one. And when I sign cards, it's probably the one I lean on the most.
Is that a common one?
Yeah, it's pretty common. Lean not on your own understanding. That's kind of why I like it the most.
Say it again?
Trust in the Lord, lean not on your own understanding, always acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. So,
He'll make your path straight?
Uh-huh.
That's 2 verses?
Sure.
That feels like just one verse.
Proverbs is very simple, Saul. Trust in the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and lean not on your own understanding, but always acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight.
Legitimate question. How often do you think about that? How often do you read that and think about it? Every day?
I don't know if it's quite probably not quite every day. There's a little devotion, speaking of just what we do on a daily basis. A little devotion in the morning, usually something around. The team does a bunch of cool stuff throughout the week. And been one of the neat things about being in plugged in with this team this year. A lot of cool stuff. With
Two quick things. 2 first rounders for Sauce Gardner, so it was a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. And we got a Seahawks trade.
What do we got?
Wide receiver Rashid Shaheed from the Saints.
I have him on my fantasy team.
I do too.
You can throw a deep bomb to him very
he's
easily.
fast.
He gets downfield fast.
He'd be poor man's Jalen Waddle. He's fast.
All right. Yeah, Tom Pelissero. The Saints send wide receiver Rashid Shaheed to the Seahawks. All right. Makes some sense, right? I mean, you had Clint Kubiak there with him last year, right?
True.
So probably looking to bring him back and be in touch together. Well, Pumpkin States, you're going to have a grand old time talking about that starting here in about 10 minutes.
By the way, unlike a lot of these other guys, dirt cheap, right? Weber State, undrafted, final year, and just speed. Just absolute another burner. And, I like that.
44 catches for 500 yards and 2 touchdowns this year.
I mean, that sounds roughly akin to what you just said about Jalen Waddle at a fraction of the cost.
Yes.
Those are almost the exact numbers you gave on Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, give or take. They were within 100 yards anyway, and the catches were within 4 or 5.
Well, and just with what Darnold's been able to do downfield this year, some of his long catches this year, I'm just going through the game log, 26, 10, 13, 17, 87, 15, 15, 39. They can definitely do some damage downfield with him.
Seahawks are going to be good. I see a Niners fan here on my timeline who's offering an expletive after seeing what the Seahawks just did.
Yeah, you just add another game, just game breaker with unbelievable twitch and quickness and short area speed. And
so why was he undrafted if he's that fast?
Oh, I think there's a multitude of reasons. I don't know the whole life story. I'd have to go back.
All right, so we'll do a little research for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do a little work.
Well, and obviously Kubiak's familiar. How do you feel about 2 first-round picks for Sauce?
Oof, feels like a lot. I mean, the Colts, they really must believe in Daniel Jones. And it feels like an extreme reaction knowing what he just did in his last game. Like, that could be lurking in there somewhere. What, do you have 6 turnovers in that game? If that's lurking inside of him, that's a big bet to make. Surprised the Jets didn't want Anthony Richardson back in that deal.
Any idea what the
I'm not even being joking. I'm serious. If I'm the Jets, I absolutely would have taken Anthony Richardson back.
So far, I'm not seeing the compensation.
No compensation.
Be happy if you're not Anthony Richardson. You don't need that franchise to ruin him.
All right, I don't have a ton. I don't know that much about Rashid Shaheed, so I needed some time to do research on this.
Yep.
fast, wide receiver, knows Kubiak, have spent time together. That's kind of the basics of what we know.
Yep.
I'm assuming.
So language-wise, he was in this language a year ago, so it's not like he's coming in and having to learn a foreign language. He's going to get to be around Cooper Kupp and JSN.
He's not huge, right? He's more of a smaller guy.
5'10", 180.
So you're probably, that could be some insurance on Cooper Kupp, right?
Yep.
Oh, I wonder if this factors in, too. He was a first-team All-Pro a couple years ago as a returner. I wonder if a returner he kicks or punts.
The kickoff return game could improve. That was one thing the other night. Daniel Jeremiah says, you like him? I texted him just, Shaheed to Seattle, you like it? Yes, speed, big play guy. Doesn't need volume to impact game. And that's a key point right there. Again, DJ's just so smart with this stuff because he's not going to get volume, right? But your 3, 4, 5 touches, if you get 3 or 4, can one of those be a home run? And that answer is yes with this guy.
That is almost exactly what he said about Jalen Waddle. It sounds like he's like Jalen Waddle, but less expensive. Like everything you guys just described is exactly what you would have described with Jalen Waddle, except you don't have to pay him a ton of money and commit to him longer term.
Except one was first-round pick, one was undrafted.
Okay. But it's similar production, both kind of impact the game the same way.
He's having his best year right now, though. He might have a 1,000-yard season.
With Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shook.
Got to feel like a mid-round pick, right?
Fourth
like
rounder.
This. And again, this kind of fits to, and we'll get all the compensation eventually, but fits to what we heard. They don't want to impact this current team. And that is a move from the outside. And with all the injuries, and with Bobo and Cooper, like they know more than we do with some of those injury projections as well. You make sure you take care of that position and give Sam, who has been so on target and on time, a guy that can create space himself. Like it.
Nothing not to like. That's for sure. Now, without knowing the compensation, nothing not to like.
You asked me 3 questions earlier.
Yeah.
I think receiver was one of my answers.
Yeah, but you didn't say Rashid Shaheed.
No. Number 2, it was... No, the second question was, what do you want? Skill set. And I still think pass rush. And number 2 was wide receiver, which is kind of what has been banging around there. I mean, Waddle's going to be too expensive. Sorry. And you're just not going to inherit all that money and take on all that money.
You don't get credit unless you mention the name.
I didn't. Okay, I'm not asking for credit.
What are you calling Cowherd here?
I'm not asking for credit. Sheesh. Take it down a notch.
Patrick in Tacoma's out. Dumb trade with Torrey Horton. It's going to stunt his development.
Nah.
Easy, Patrick. Tone it down. Well, we'll talk a lot more about this tomorrow as we know a lot more. Bump and Stacy, of course, we'll be addressing it here in just a moment. We'll see you guys at 6 a.m. We will have Joel Klatt with us tomorrow. And until then, the hay.
Oh, it's in the bar.
See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
You and I got into a debate. They needed to make a statement. You were like, they're a good team that's kind of flown under the radar, but I think they like that.
To me, I use the word like signature win. I guess you can't make a statement, but I like signature. I like that because signature win is like, all right, be the team you're supposed to beat, like dominate this game. We want to feel like this game is over by halftime, and that's what they did.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710, Seattle Sports on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app.
Winter's here, Seattle. Is your roof ready? Get $500 off by scheduling your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com. Let us make your roofing project easy this winter. Our certified crews deliver worry-free installations backed by industry-leading warranties, even in the rainy season. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king. With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge. He wants more, he's got to have more. More bedtime true crime. More podcasts in the shower. Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More. Fast internet speeds. Got the gigs to go big, bring him the game. Right now. And his royal we. More sports non-stop, his quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Tired of uneven heating, noisy systems, and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings with every system, and every system qualifies for max tax credits. Call the comfort people at homecomfortalliance.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7.